And,
Okay.
Testing 1,
Bert's
2.
got some really good guys and really great
2
talent.
minutes.
And
2
I'll tell
minutes.
you what, that Maumelle team gave them all that they handled. So, hopefully they didn't rough them up too much. If not, Halton could take advantage of that this week.
Excellent. Man, we appreciate you doing this, Hunter Valley, with GoPreps.com. If you don't mind, just briefly talk about GoPreps.com.
Yeah, GoPreps.com, GEAUX. Get all your updated scores throughout the night tonight there. We're also doing power ratings, football power ratings, updating them every 2 hours as results come in, and that's for every sport as well, not just football. And, be sure to follow us on our Twitter and Facebook accounts as well. That's at GoPrepsLA on Twitter and Facebook. We'll be tweeting updates and other stats and scores and figures throughout the night and throughout the week.
Hunter, we appreciate it, sir.
Yes, sir, Jeff. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good evening.
Game night has been presented by First South Farm Credit. Stand by for high school football on the SMG Sports Network.
And Trojan Radio is on the air. LA 103.5 is proud to bring you Ash Trojan Football, presented by Hickson Autoplex, and brought to you in part by Walk On, Sadler's Towing, Wallace Eye Associates, Whataburger, Southern Heritage Bank, Louisiana Iron Laser, Calvary Baptist Church, First South Farm Credit, Lower Power Sports, Simla Power Wash, Certified Transmission, Rosie Joe's, BK Distributors, and Security Sporting Goods. The countdown to the coin toss starts now. We're less than 30 minutes away from Ash Trojan football, and now from the field, here's the voice of the Trojans, Doug Gann.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to Alexandria Senior High School. We are at J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium to watch the 3-0 Ash Trojans do battle against the visiting Warhorses of Peabody, and it is homecoming 2021. What a crowd is underway tonight. The homecoming court is making their way out onto the field. The fans are piling in and filling up, and it is ready. It is a beautiful night for high school football. I am joined in the booth, as always, by Coach Ernie Lott. Coach, and welcome up.
This is a night for football, no doubt, with the weather like it is. It's what you wait for at this time of year, a little earlier than normal, but we'll take it.
Absolutely, we will. Big countdown to coin toss show coming up. Some of the things, of course, we will talk to head coach Thomas Bachmann. We're going to talk a little offense. We're going to talk a little bit of defense. Then we're going to have our Sadler Towing starting lineups and our CLTCC keys to the game that Coach Lott has been working on. I believe on the way back from Marksville, you were working on those keys to the game.
I consulted my Funk and Wagnall dictionary for a couple of words.
Oh, my goodness. And look, the one thing I've learned through all of this is not to give any insight into the game, because you and I are right there on the same page, and I don't want to get into what's going on.
Well, you usually figure out what I'm coming up with before I come up with them, but yeah, we're almost on the same page most of the time.
There you have it. It's going to be a wonderful night for football. Look, I make this statement out there, and I tell folks, if you decide, if you've got this propped up somewhere and you're listening to us on the radio, unless it's those guys down there in the corner that are tailgating, the tailgating that's going on there with Hannah and that group is just amazing. Advanced Collision Repair is going to name our MVP each ball game from tonight on. We'll have the Advanced Collision Repair MVP of the game. That will go along with our Whataburger Whata Play of the game. And so the sponsors, we could not do any of this, of course, without Hickson Autoplex, our key sponsor that is in here. I'm Doug Gann alongside of Ernie Law. We're going to take our first break of the night. When we come back, we're going to hear from Coach Thomas Bachmann on offense, defense, and then it'll be time to get ready for our starting lineups. Don't go anywhere. This is the countdown to coin toss right here on LA 103.5.
At Calvary, we love gathering together, whether it's for Bible study or Sunday worship. We believe the study of God's Word is essential for spiritual growth, and the fellowship helps us experience life together. At Calvary, you're part of a family that is part of a local, regional, and global community. Join us Sunday mornings at 9 and 10:30. We would welcome the opportunity to meet you and give you a place to begin again. Calvary, Alexandria. Connect, grow, and begin again.
Did you know BK Distributors have the fastest signs in town? They have signs for everything. If you're in need of signs or banners for your political campaign, your business, or just for that family reunion, BK Distributors has it all with outstanding quality, fast turnaround, and the best prices in town. If you've been looking for the right place to handle your signage needs, well, here's your sign. Call Scott today, 318-442-2246, and let him help you. BK Distributors, Highway 28 East in Pineville, behind Arby's.
You've searched, and then finally, you found it. It's perfect, but you don't know if you can afford it, or what your payment will be, or even if you'll be approved. But at shbnet.com, you can pre-qualify for a loan instantly from Southern Heritage Bank and know your mortgage payment, so that perfect house becomes your perfect house. Visit Southern Heritage Bank at shbnet.com. Southern Heritage Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
You don't have to miss out on your life because of an eye problem. Louisiana Eye and Laser Center can make your life more enjoyable with affordable solutions such as LASIK surgery, glaucoma treatments, cataract treatments. The professionals at Louisiana Eye and Laser Center can help you get more out of the life you're living. You can enjoy seeing your loved ones in a way that is comfortable and reliable. Talk to Louisiana Eye and Laser Center at 318-487-2020 or check them out online at laeyeandlasercenter.com.
As the countdown to the coin toss continues, it's time to go inside the headset with head coach Thomas Bachmann. Once again, here's Doug Dan.
Down on the field with head coach Thomas Bachmann. And, Coach, the atmosphere is electric tonight. It's one of those crowds that is just getting bigger and bigger every week, and it's great to see everybody come out.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure the stadium will continue to fill up through probably those opening portions of the first quarter, and this is just great. I think it's great for our community. I know it makes me feel, very grateful and appreciative to the people that are turning out, and through all the years of support. This is what you kind of hope to be a part of and help create. So really excited to kind of see what we get this to tonight.
We talked to a couple of your offensive linemen, JC and Zach, last night, and they're proud and working as a unit. If you're a defensive coordinator, how do you game plan against you?
Well, I do think that somebody that prepares for us defensively, we hold you accountable in a lot of ways. I think we've got some dynamic playmakers out on the edge. Offensive line is really starting to come into their own, tough, gritty, with a tailback behind them that, is pretty dynamic when he gets the ball in space and has the speed to score from anywhere on the field. So I'm sure everybody's got their plan, try and play physical with us and challenge and all that. I know that's all a part of it. And, but we like the group that we have, and I really want them to play well tonight.
Some of the work orchestrating all of that, offensive coordinator, Coach Ben McLaughlin, Coach, and we talk about him just all the time because he's just that solid of a person. Oh, yeah, and a pretty good offensive coordinator as well. It's got to be, fun for him to go out there knowing that he's got the weapons in place to go out and do the things he wants to do.
Yeah, I think so. I think he does a great job of teaching day in and day out the game plan and, what he's looking for and, preparing the quarterbacks for what they're going to see and, what he's thinking on a given play whenever, hey, this play's called, here's what we're thinking, on down the line. And, the whole staff, and going to name them real fast. Coach Free does an incredible job with our offensive line. Coach Skip with the running backs. Coach Donahoe with the receivers, and Coach K with the tight ends and the H-backs. I mean, they all coach their butt off, and, you can see their kids responding to them every day. And if you look down there on the sideline, you're going to see them responding, and they're going to be coaching play in and play out, series in and series out. It's a great group of people with an incredible group of kids.
Well, that's why the offense has been so successful, have yet to punt on the season. Will they tonight? There's only one way to find out. We're just a few minutes away from kickoff. We're going to take a break, come back and talk a little bit of defense. We've got our Sadler Towing starting lineup, and we've got the CLTCC keys to the game. So don't go anywhere. This is the countdown to coin toss right here on LA 103.5.
Ma'am, the doctor will see you now. doctor?
No, the doctor's right here. He's ready to see.
No. You don't understand. Are you hearing me? I'm telling you, I can't see the doctor.
Don't let it come to this.
Louisiana Eye and Laser Center. Come visit us at one of our 13 locations or look us up online.
This is Nikki Chandler, loan officer with First South Farm Credit here in Alexandria. Are you looking for land out in the country to build your dream home? Then you need a lender who specializes in financing rural land. At First South, we've helped so many of our members who wanted to buy that small tract of land away from the city. As your loan officer, I'm there from application all the way to the closing table. Building that relationship is the best part of what we do. If you're thinking of buying or refinancing land, call me, Nikki Chandler, at First South Farm Credit or visit us at firstsouthland.com.
Southbound Spirits in Pineville, your one-stop shop for daiquiris, liquor, beer, wine, tobacco, and so much more. All with a convenient drive-through. If you have a wedding or special event you need catered, you need our one-of-a-kind tap trailer. Are you wanting a certain hard-to-find item? That's our specialty. Come to Southbound Spirits and you'll go nowhere else. You can contact us at 318-704-0122 or stop by Southbound Spirits, your one-stop shop for any top you can pop.
At Hickson, we know our business is not just selling and servicing cars and trucks. We're a family-owned business that believes in supporting the communities where we live and work. Healthcare, first responders, charities, schools, and civic organizations are all a part of our support for Central Louisiana. And as a part of this support, we're proud of our commitment to Alexandria Senior High, its staff, faculty, teachers, coaches, students, and student-athletes. We are equally proud of our support and commitment to Coach Bachmann and the Thomas Bachmann Show. When it comes to Ash Trojan Spirit, Hickson has it.
Hickson has it. This is Ash Trojan Football, presented by Hickson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
Back on the field with head coach Thomas Bachmann, coach, and offensively, Peabody has always just kept at it. Big challenge for your defense tonight. How do they come in here and neutralize the speed that Peabody brings?
Well, we feel like we have a little bit of our own speed, and it's do what we do. I mean, we feel really good about a lot of our kids, and we're excited to see them compete. How they choose to attack us tonight, kind of anxious to see that. What approach they take, or what approach they take first. What sets are they going to come out in, and what are they going to try and get established early in the game.
The defensive unit. When you and I talked back at the first of the year, you were worried about depth and position after 1 through 11. You guys have developed some depth, and you're rotating more and more players in there, getting experience. And you look up and there's a Walker, or there's another linebacker that comes in, or there's another lineman that's coming into the game. It's got to make you feel good knowing that you're building that depth. That was a big concern of you starting the season.
Yeah, proud. I mean, kids are starting to emerge. I mean, they're getting out there and they're getting some game action, and it creates a competitive because they all want to be out there. And there's a certain level that you have to perform at, and I'm anxious to see who wins jobs and who can prove that they can play at the high level that we're after, and we are. There are kids being developed that are starting to gain some confidence that we need as we move forward.
Let me ask you this, too, and we'll let you get back to you guys. When it comes to 11 personnel, you're starting guys on there. Your coaches come to you and say, hey, these are the 11 that we're starting tonight. How does that work when it determines who's going to be those guys that won the job of the week?
Well, I mean, it'll depend on what sets they come out in. I mean, obviously if they come out in some heavy sets, there's going to be more, D linemen in the game, or if they come out and they choose to attack us where they're an empty and they're throwing. I mean, we're going to try and match personnel. I mean, it was hard to, the way their uniforms, and you'll see them tonight. I mean, their numbers kind of blend in. It was hard to get some numbers off of film, just the way that the numbers on their jerseys kind of blend into the white jersey. It was hard. So, by body type, we'll try and predict it early, and Coach Severio and the entire defensive staff, and then that they're with the kids every day, an individual. They know. I mean, we can have a discussion, but I trust these guys. I believe in. I know that everybody has one goal. We want to go perform well tonight, and so I support pretty much 100% of the decisions that they make. I mean, there's obviously discussions that go on, but these guys are incredible, and I'm fortunate and blessed to call them a colleague and a friend. So I'm ready to watch them do their thing.
There you go. It's that trust level, and it starts with the coaches, works its way down to the players. Players trust the coaches, coaches trust the players, and we trust that we're just a few minutes away from kickoff. Coming up out of the break, we're going to have the Sadler Towing starting lineup. You won't want to miss that. We've added a few things. If you're following along with us on Facebook tonight or on YouTube, you're going to see some other things that we've added into it as well. Then we've got the CLTCC keys to the game. Coach Slott is going to give you his insight on what it's going to take to win tonight's ball game for the Ash Trojans. Guys, don't go anywhere. This is going to be an electric night. This is the countdown to coin toss right here on LA 103.5.
Lower Power Sports Parts Department has the parts and accessories you need to keep your engines running. With 12,000 square feet and over 100,000 part numbers in stock, we strive to have what you're looking for at the lower price, whether it's blades, bars, batteries, or tires. Our friendly parts associates are here to help in store, over the phone, or online at lowerpowersports.com. Shop local, paying the lower price at Lower Power Sports on Coliseum Boulevard in Alexandria.
If you haven't tried Rosie Joe's in Alexandria, then where you at? They have an incredible menu with so many options. Handmade hamburgers, po' boys, Philly cheesesteaks, crawfish or shrimp etouffee, gumbos, and much more. Have you tried the new Cajun chicken nachos? Oh, yeah, it's as delicious as it sounds. Rosie Joe's is open 7 days a week, and happy hour is weekdays from 2 to 5. They can cater any event, too. Rosie Joe's. Follow them on Facebook or call them at 318-442-8245. If you try them once, be ready to become a regular.
This is Thais, loan officer with First South Farm Credit here in Alexandria. Are you in the market for land? Whether it's for hunting, recreation, or a timber tract, you need a lender with experience in financing rural real estate. At First South, we understand what it means to own your own piece of land, whether it's a hunting camp or just a place to get away on the weekend. The best part of my job is seeing our members realize their dreams of land ownership. If you're thinking of buying or refinancing land, call me, Thais, at First South Farm Credit, or visit us at firstsouthland.com.
We are back to live action here. It is getting ready for kickoff. Coach, we're just a few minutes away from that. Want to get into our Sadler Towing starting lineup. If you're following along with us on Facebook, you'll be able to pick that up, or YouTube, or wherever you're at out there. Starting with that offensive line, it's senior number 55, Don Fields. Senior number 68, Zach Gravning. Center, number 70, Cameron Calderon. Number 74, J.C. Goodman, also the senior. Got to talk to him and Zach last night, and what an enjoyable time that was. And the junior, Isaiah Jeffers Wright. Wide receivers, T.J. Johnson, the senior, number 11. Number 7, Dalen Hammond. And number 84, Jermaine Minor, also the senior, will get the start at tight end. Amirion Mingo will start, the sophomore, as they go 3 wide. You'll see James Harrington when they come in with the 2 tight end set. Running back tonight will be Jarvis Newton, the senior. All he's done is run for close to 800 yards in 3 games. And at quarterback, pulling the trigger, number 4, Joe Bordelon, the left-handed junior. Defensively for the Trojans across the front line, number 92, Carl Hall. Number 94, Jeremiah Jeffers Wright, the sophomore. Number 5, the big man, Jamari Monette. And number 97, Wyatt Dozart. Linebackers tonight for the Trojans, number 25, Terrell Blake. Number 21, Adiah Jones. Number 8, Taquan Frazier. And number 46, Gary Matthews. And those DBs that will come up and prowl tonight, number 12, sophomore Jalen Johnson. Number 17, Josh Marie. Number 6, Chris Clark. And number 9, John Parrish. The 3 of those are juniors and doing the kicking tonight and doing a great job of it. Number 1, Abel Peterman. That is your Sadler Towing starting lineups. When we come back, we will have the CLTCC keys to the game. Don't go anywhere as the countdown to coin toss continues on LA 103.5.
Welcome to Whataburger. Customization is what we've always done.
You want mustard and mayo? You want ketchup? We'll make it how you like it.
When you customize your own burger, you can put your personality in it.
This is my Whataburger with mayonnaise, ketchup, all the vegetables, no chicken.
We customize orders 24 hours a day.
Everybody wants it just like they like it. When you can make it your own, that always enhances that experience for you.
However you want it, I got you. Here at Whataburger, we make it just like you like it, whenever you like it.
Ash Trojan football is driven by Hickson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
At Hickson, we know our business is not just selling and servicing cars and trucks. We're a family-owned business that believes in supporting the communities where we live and work. Healthcare, first responders, charity schools, and civic organizations are all a part of our support for Central Louisiana. And as a part of this support, we're proud of our commitment to Alexandria Senior High, its staff, faculty, teachers, coaches, students, and student athletes. We are equally proud of our support and commitment to Coach Bachmann and the Thomas Bachmann Show. When it comes to Ash Trojan spirit, Hickson has it.
Mom, Dad, the magician's here. Magician?
Oh, yeah. Honey, the magician's here.
Oh, right. Can I go watch? Sure.
Hi, Timmy. Are you ready?
Oh, am I?
Okay. See that dirt, grime, and residue?
Yep.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
Wow, amazing.
Senla Power Wash. We offer house washing, shingle roof washing, and commercial washing services. Call 318-446-0838.
If you haven't tried Rosie Joe's in Alexandria, then where you at? They have an incredible menu with so many options. Handmade hamburgers, po' boys, Philly cheesesteaks, crawfish or shrimp etouffee, gumbos, and much more. Have you tried the new Cajun chicken nachos? Oh, yeah, it's as delicious as it sounds. Rosie Joe's is open 7 days a week, and happy hour is weekdays from 2 to 5. They can cater any event, too. Rosie Joe's. Follow them on Facebook or call them at 318-442-8245. If you try them once, be ready to become a regular. Did you know BK Distributors have the fastest signs in town? They have signs for everything. If you're in need of signs or banners for your political campaign, your business, or just for that family reunion, BK Distributors has it all. With outstanding quality, fast turnaround, and the best prices in town. If you've been looking for the right place to handle your signage needs, well, here's your sign. Call Scott today, 318-442-2246, and let him help you. BK Distributors, Highway 28 East in Pineville, behind Arby's. Ash Trojan football is driven by Hickson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
Coach, normally we do our keys to the game. We're going to hold that. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll get to your CLTCC keys to the game.
Need a quick tow?
Sadler's Towing needs many of its clients by accident. The first time. The second time, their clients call because of the fair price and great service that they previously received. If you need a tow, light-duty winching, you're locked out of your vehicle, or just need a jump start, Sadler's Towing is ready to handle your situation. Sadler's Towing is available 24/7, including Christmas and New Year's Eve. Put their number in your cell phone today, 447-7235. Again, that's 447-7235. Sadler's Towing, Alexandria, Louisiana.
Security Sporting Goods, proud supporter of all area high school football teams. If you looking for hunting stuff from ammo to camo, they got it all at Security Sporting Goods. They talking about camo brands like Drake, Bandit, and Nomad, handguns, rifles, shotguns, ammo, knives. Security Sporting Goods, Memorial Drive, Alexandria. Proud supporter of area high school football. So, your transmission is kaput. Time to get a new or new-to-you vehicle? Wrong. Certified Transmission can fix your transmission problems and preserve your investment in your vehicle. Certified Transmission will also save you the hassle of trying to find a good vehicle that you can afford without a good trade-in, because most car dealers are not going to want to accept your vehicle in trade. So having Certified Transmission fix your vehicle is the best option of getting back on the road in a vehicle you can trust. Go where you know. Certified Transmission on the Monroe Highway in Ball.
This is Nikki Chandler, loan officer with First South Farm Credit here in Alexandria. Are you looking for land out in the country to build your dream home? Then you need a lender who specializes in financing rural land. At First South, we've helped so many of our members who wanted to buy that small tract of land away from the city. As your loan officer, I'm there from application all the way to the closing table. Building that relationship is the best part of what we do. If you're thinking of buying or refinancing land, call me, Nikki Chandler, at First South Farm Credit, or visit us at firstsouthland.com.
Catch all the scores, coaches' interviews, and more every Friday night at 10 on LA Friday Night Lights, right here on LA 103.5.
Stadium, getting ready to kick things off momentarily, but we can't can't do it unless we go to Coach Ernie Lott in our CLTCC Keys to the Game.
Well, first of all, the first thing in homecoming to me as a coach, and I'm sure as the rest of the coaches, it's always a distraction. So the number one thing is just for the kids to keep their composure, focus on the game. Don't allow any distractions and trash talking or anything to get in the way of their play. Second thing is to eliminate the penalties. They had a lot of penalties last week against Marksville. Hopefully they cleaned that up over the course of the week practice. And the third thing, as usual, special teams is going to be a key factor in the outcome of the game. I feel like that Ash has a definite advantage in that. And I talked to Coach Hall before the game, and he said that he's down a few players and not quite what they've been being in the past, but I'm sure he's got them ready to go for the game tonight.
Well, there you have it. That's our CLTCC Keys to the Game. Thank you, Coach, for that. Captains on the field tonight for the Ash Trojans. Number 7, David Hammond is out there. Number 65, Colby Heath. Number 68, Zach Grobning. And number 84, Jermaine Minor. Arthur Lavallee out there for Peabody, and can't see the other captain. We'll look if we can pick up the number that is there.
Thank you.
Got number 1, right? It's the other one. And looks like the Peabody Warhorses have won the toss, and they have elected to receive. 94 is the other captain that's out there for Peabody, and I don't have that number on. 21 is out there. And that is Carlos Davis Jr. So we'll look at the leg of Abel Peterman to get things started, Coach, and special teams right away is something that you talked about. Peterman injured just slightly in that last game, but set out just more for caution really than anything else, and now has made his way back in there. But very impressed with the way that Daniel Crenshaw kicked the ball in Peterman's stead.
Right, it don't drop off much. He did a good job filling in, and like I say, Abel just had a little tweaked his ankle a little bit on that wet field down in Marksville, and I think, like you said, they just kept him out for precautionary measures, and he should be 100% and ready to go.
Well, we'll see what Peterman's got. Is good to see him back in there. Full crowd tonight and still making their way in. Warren Avenue is full of cars and people continuing to make their way in here. I am Doug Gann alongside of Ernie Lott. Of course, bringing you multiple shots tonight thanks to our great crew. Roger Walker's out there, Daryl Brown, Jared King, and our executive producer tonight, Chuck Perkins. So couldn't do any of this without that group of guys.
Did you see what Mr. King's got on the back of his shirt here? Stark Vegas. Well, man,
he's something else.
What is it, Mississippi State
Peterman
fan?
puts a foot into this, and we are underway, and that one is going to find its way 1 yard deep into the end zone for a touchback. Trying to jump back and grab that one, but unable to do so was Foster, who tried to do that. Getting ready to get things going for you tonight. Again, a big thanks out to Hickson Autoplex for what they have done for us. Wouldn't be able to bring you Ash Trojan football without those guys. Don't forget, you can check out the Thomas Bachmann Show this Tuesday night as we make the trip to Mississippi. We'll remind you of that throughout the evening. Tuesday night will be the Thomas Bachmann Show. Expect Peabody to run the football throughout the night. 80% of the offense from Peabody is running the football. Caleb Davidson, the quarterback, gets there under centers. Lavallee is the tailback. Lavallee gets it, but just a run blitz puts a big stop on that, and that's Jamari Monette firing through. It looked like John Parrish, Chris Clark also making their way in, Coach.
Yeah, it came down from the safety that time. They brought the house just about and stuffed him for no gain.
That was John Parrish on the run blitz there, and Lavallee gets no gain. 2nd down and 10. Just underway here, no score in this one. It is homecoming 2021 from Butch Stoker Stadium, and again, what a wonderful crowd. People struggling to find a place to park. You see them walking from near the baseball field down Warren Avenue, heading towards Jackson Street, and that entrance that is off to the left side where we face. 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Davidson back under center. Again, the tailback. This time is a toss, but not going to go anywhere. The up back had it. Ball's on the ground. Trojans are going to scoop. The ball is down. They're calling him down. Would have been a sure scoop and score right there for Jalen Johnson.
Tried to run a little trap play that time, and the Trojans blew it up before he ever got started. And He had nowhere to go. You talking about the shoot? They even parking over to Chevron and halfway down Horseshoe Drive down there, I think.
What a crowd that has made their way in here tonight. They took our word for it last night listening and said, hey, you can watch the show, watch the game later, come out and see what's going on. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top. Nobody in the backfield for Davidson. He is in the shotgun now. 5 wideouts. Looks like going to be
somebody moved.
False start against Peabody. That will make it 3rd down and 17, putting them behind the chains, and that's dangerous territory, Coach, when you've got that just vicious defense that the Trojans employ.
You know they're going to pin the ears back here. I'm not sure about the quarterback if he's a running quarterback. I know one thing, he's a big size lad there.
6'2", 226 goes Davidson.
Yeah, no doubt he's every bit of that.
Again, 3 to the near side, 2 to the top. Trojans spread out in a dime defense, still looking to bring a little bit of pressure there. 3rd down and 17. Davidson back to pass, throws this slant over the middle, incomplete. Jalen Johnson, Josh Marie back in coverage. That was intended for number 24 was Jacoby Turner. Jacoby Turner, the senior, and that's going to bring up 4th down on Peabody's first timeout. 10:21 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Doug Gann alongside Ernie Lott bringing you Ash Trojan football.
They brought the backside linebacker on that one on a blitz, and he almost got to the quarterback. Like to see the Trojans run it back right here. Of course, Peabody's not known for their punting. TJ
standing around the 45-yard line. There's going to be, that one's going to be a penalty, but flag that is thrown beforehand, but that penalty was blocked, and they're going to give the touchdown. Now we're going to have to see. The result of the play was the block in coming right up the middle was great pressure.
I think somebody may have moved on Peabody. That looks like it's going to count. I'm not sure.
Looking like illegal formation. Again, we appreciate our camera. Illegal motion, that is declined. And that's going to be a blocked punt for a touchdown.
Defense
Coach,
got to score.
Is a touchdown for the Trojans.
And we'll have to look and see who got in on that one. Not really sure who the block or the recovery was. A lot of times we can get stats from our man James Cuvier up here. Does a great job providing that. We'll see if he was...
See if he had the eyeballs on it.
We're trying to see who had it or who had the block. Looked like Jamar Monette coming from up the middle. I agree with that. Peterman puts this one into the air. It is up and it is good. 7-0 Trojans take an early lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds on LA 103.5.
You're hungry. Your team needs you. You're a fan. You want to be at the top of your fan game, but you need something different. You need fan fuel. At Walk-Ons, we treat every day like game day. We're here all week long feeding fans with delicious, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine made fresh in our from-scratch kitchen. We've got what it takes to fuel fans and the team to victory. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
South MacArthur Surface Road in Alexandria.
At Calvary, we love gathering together, whether it's for Bible study or Sunday worship. We believe the study of God's Word is essential for spiritual growth, and the fellowship helps us experience life together. At Calvary, you're part of a family that is part of a local, regional, and global community. Join us Sunday mornings at 9 and 10:30. We would welcome the opportunity to meet you and give you a place to begin again. Calvary, Alexandria. Connect, grow, and begin again.
Back to live action here, J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium following the block punt recovered for a touchdown. As is Ash on top 7-0. Peterman looking for his second touchback in just a couple of minutes. Abel runs up, puts a foot into this one, and drives it back and deep into the end zone. This one goes about 3 or 4 yards deep. That's going to be touchback number 2 on the night. You see, back towards where the Trojans came in, where they just blocked the punt and had the touchdown scored by their special teams unit, the members of the Brame Gator football team, they'll be honored at the first 6-minute timeout, the hydration timeout. They will make their way out. So Coach Bachmann recognizing those future Trojans that are going to make their way out there. So we'll cover that for you at the 6-minute mark when they come in, and we'll hold it right here. Doug Gann alongside Ernie Lott bringing you Ash Trojan football. Davidson stays in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the top, now 2 to the near side. Lavallee in the backfield gets the ball up the middle. Lavallee able to score any time he puts his hands on the football. This time gets just 5 on it. That's going to give him out to the 25-yard line. And, Coach, look for a steady diet of Arthur Lavallee tonight from Peabody.
Yeah, you could see on that play he got a lot of quickness, and he was to the line of scrimmage before you could blink your eyes. And if he ever gets in the open, it's going to be a foot race.
It is. Arthur Lavallee, certainly one of the speedier guys that are out there. Give him 5 on that play. 2nd down and 5 go the Warhorses. 7-0 in this one. 9:39 and counting. First quarter of play. Back to the shotgun they go, and this seems to take a little bit of that defensive pressure off from coming up and playing the run. Davidson stands 5 yards back in the shotgun. He's back to pass in this one. Going to step up in the pocket, getting pressured, and he's got room to run. Slides down. Possible, had an opportunity at a penalty right there as he goes sliding in. And
he was lucky he didn't get one that time, but he went down late. So I guess they said, well, it was one of them iffy ones there.
They're going to give him, if the nose of the football is on the 30, then that's going to be a first down. It looks like that's what they have marked. Was a couple of yards past that, but where he starts his slide is where they're going to mark it, not where he ends up.
I think they've spread out the Trojans and got the linebackers playing outside, and they're running the little quick draws up the middle and quarterback keepers up the middle.
Spread them out and run the draw. 2 to the top, 2 to the near side. First down and 10 for the Warhorses, back to the 30. This one goes to Lavallee. He's going to be hammered in the backfield. It's going to be loss of 1. And, Coach, you can believe that Coach Severio and that group know that so goes Arthur Lavallee, so go the Peabody Warhorses.
Right, and they had been pinning their ears back trying to go the quarterback. That time they just kind of squatted on the line of scrimmage and waited for Lavallee, and he had no place to run.
8.5 minutes to go, first quarter of play. Trojans have yet to have the football, yet they lead 7-0. Peabody goes 3 and out. A block punt resulted in an Ash Trojan touchdown. This now 2nd and 10, 8:13 to go here. Bringing you the Friday night game. Things get going on Thursday next week on that big trip to Winona, Mississippi. We'll tell you a little more of that as the night goes on. 2nd down and 10. Lavallee gets it now going to the far side. And again, met in the backfield and going to lose a couple of yards on it. Looks like they may have, Ash is calling for the fumble, but the officials, unfortunately, are not.
Trying to help them out a little bit. They were motioning. They had recovered it and probably did, but it was after the whistle. So
I'm telling you, they are collapsing on that run every time. Lavallee has really yet to get. He had one good run, got him 5 or 6 yards out of it, making some nifty moves, but will be the workhorse for the Warhorses tonight as he carries the ball 25 to 30 times a night.
The quarterback from the Warhorses is going to get a workout running back and forth to the sideline there, and it's going to be close to get the play off.
There's 5 on the play clock here, now down to 3 and 2. We'll see if they're able to get it off just at the nick of time. Back to passes. Davidson, he's going to be wrapped up and sacked. Going to be brought down in the backfield. We'll get the number on it. Looking like Adiah Jones, 21, that comes in and gets the sack.
A good job of coverage by the secondary, and that caused that sack because he didn't turn it loose right away, and he pulled the ball down, and the defense was able to get to him.
6:50 and counting, and for the second time tonight, the Warhorses are set to punt the football away, Coach, something the Trojans have not done all year.
True, and that's a good thing if you're looking at it from the Trojan standpoint.
4th and 21. Pressure again up the middle. This one is a low liner, gets out of there. Going to be picked up by TJ at the 47. Now TJ wrapped up at the 50 on a great special teams play by Peabody. Give him a loss of a yard, and a penalty flag comes in at the end of it. And Coach Severio is in the ear of Terrell Blake, and I've not seen Coach Severio run like that, I don't believe, ever.
Yeah, that's what I talked about before the game. Just stupid penalties like that was unnecessary. The ball was already dead, and he hit somebody from behind and get a personal foul and 15 yards back. So
keep an eye on that, and not sure how much more we'll see of Blake in this one, as that defensive coaching staff likes to nip those type of penalties in the bud. 50-yard line, midfield, under the triple line there. It's purple, it is the white, and it is gold. Now they're marking off the 15-yard penalty, and will put the Trojans in business from their own 36-yard line. 6:25 to go, nearing the 6-minute hydration timeout, and that is when this Brame Gator team will be recognized here. So great things that Bachmann and the Ash School are doing. Joe Bordelon's got Newton in the backfield with him. 3 staggered receivers to the near side. Handoff goes to Newton. Newton getting to the outside 40. Now 45, 50, and 40. And they're not going to get Jarvis Newton. He's going to go to the house 20. Now 10, 5. Touchdown, Jarvis Newton. Touchdown, Trojans. Give him 64 yards on that one. And Coach, how about that?
Just par for the course, if you ask me. Give it to Jarvis and watch him run.
Just a big-time run that time by senior running back Jarvis Newton. 64 yards to the house, the first touch, and away he goes. We're going to keep it here at this timeout. We'll keep it here and at the hydration timeout as well. Coach Peterman on for his second PAT. Snap is back. Hold is there. The kick is up, and it is good. 14-0 in this one, Coach, and just what an explosive run. Newton starts up the middle, cuts to the outside, and I mean, nobody touched him.
Yeah, there was only the cornerback on that side, and he juked him, and it was off to the races here. It showed the speed that we saw last week against Marksville.
Touchdown number 12 on the season for Jarvis Newton. Jarvis he apt to get into the end zone anytime that he touches the ball. 2 touchdowns for the Trojans. They have 1 offensive play on the night and 2 touchdowns. And we're 5 minutes, 47 seconds in to this one. Homecoming night 2021, and Peterman getting ready to tee things up from the 40-yard line and get this thing underway.
And notice the Trojans' uniforms. They got purple socks and purple, and everything except the pants.
First time ever.
Yeah.
First time ever. Bachmann told us last night. The purple helmets, the purple jerseys. They have the gold numbers lined, or the white numbers lined in gold, white pants, and the purple socks. Indeed, white shoes out there. Bachmann told us last night this was the first time that they know of that the Trojans have worn this combination. So ready to get this thing going. Third kick of the night for Peterman. First 2 have resulted in touchback. 6:13 to go. First quarter of play. And this is an onside kick by the Trojans. Ball is up in the air. And the Trojans are going to get the onside kick and continuing to work on things, Coach. And my goodness.
Well, you need that down the road, especially when you get into district play. You got to work on things that you're going to need when you play those type of people like West Monroe, Washita, and so forth.
When you have a kicker like Peterman, people are generally going to float back just a little bit. That left that front line vulnerable. And that is the officials' timeout here. Looks like they're going to go ahead and take their hydration. Time here. We're going to onto the field, and we're going to leave it here and turn it down to the field. We're going to work it out where we can get the PA announcer in there, and we're going to step back and see if maybe we can pick that up over the audio. Ronnie Schwartz, the PA announcer here, recognizing the Brame Gator. That's that middle school team here, future Trojans, and they are looking to really do some big things as they go into it. And that's one of the things, Coach, that you go after that middle school and get them used to being on this field.
Well, and the feeder programs are important. You got your young guys coming up, and you tend to lose some along the way when you get to the high school
fans,
level.
as we see the Brame Gators, please join us and congratulate the Brame Gators on the homecoming win over Pineville Junior High last Tuesday night, 26-6. Congratulations, future Trojans.
6:09 to go, first quarter of play. Doug Ann, Ernie Lott bringing you Ash Trojan football. Trojans' second possession of the game. Bordelon gives it back to Newton. Newton busts up the middle. This time, only 7 on the play. And look for Joe Bordelon and that offense to start getting a little bit of that tempo going right after if they could pick up just a first down.
Yeah, only 7 yards. And normally that would be a great
You say that
game.
because the last first down tote goes 64. Give him 6 officially, make it 2nd down and 4 from the 39-yard line. Back to pass is Bordelon. almost just a mix-up there as Hammond was running the go route and Joe was looking at the out route there, Coach.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the receiver or the quarterback, but one of them was on the wrong page because he ran deep and Joe threw this out. So
that's how those balls get intercepted too. Third down, and I guess they gave him 5 on that first down carry. So 3rd down and 5. Joe, quick pass to the near side. That's TJ complete out to the 32-yard line. That's going to be a first down. Now watch for a little bit of
NASCAR
hyper speed on this as the Trojans will hurriedly get to the line. We did some interviewing things with Coach McLaughlin, the offensive coordinator, and he says, we're going to try to up the tempo just a bit. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. Newton is the back. Newton does get the football, trying to get to the outside, cuts back to the inside. I'll tell you, the defensive line play on the last couple of plays, Coach, from Peabody, not really bad, led by Greg Knox, the
Greg Knox
big man. Jr., yeah. Greg is coaching on the sideline over there. Greg Knox Jr., the defensive end. Several offers out there going to play in that blue-gray all-star game. So just a solid defensive lineman for the Warhorses. 2nd down and 7. Handoff again goes to Newton. No, Bordelon's got it. He dumps it off to Jermaine Minor. Minor's got it to the 25, down to the 23-yard line.
Almost fumbled it. Kind of popped up, and he was able to pull it back in there. Pretty good job of coverage by the Warhorses that time. They got 5 men down on the line of scrimmage, and they're bringing some pressure on Joe.
Great play fake by Bordelon. Thought he gave the ball to Newton. Instead, keeps it. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. Now, this is, again, the play action. Bordelon looking at the little slant over the middle, or I guess the crossing. The tight end cross is what he was looking for, as Minor had went about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage and kind of did the drag.
Yeah, once again, it looked like they was a little off, wasn't on the same page that time.
2nd down and 10 for the Trojans. 14-0 they lead with 4:32 to go, first quarter of play. Marching towards the Jackson Street end zone go the Trojans. Bordelon calls for the ball. This time Newton does get it. Newton get to the outside 20. Now 15. Cuts out to the 10. 5. Bangs around and pushed out of bounds at the 3, where it's going to be 1st and goal for the Trojans inside the 5.
Looks like the Trojans have got a tight formation. Their linemen are almost foot to foot out there, and they're blocking down, and they pulling the onside guard or tackle, depending on who's uncovered, and bringing it to the short side of the formation, and he's got room to run.
Looks like they're bringing the H-back in, just an extra offensive lineman. Big, heavy package for the Trojans as they go 1st and goal from the 5. Back to pass is Bordelon, rolling to the near side, looking. Got 2 receivers over there. He hits TJ in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Touchdown, TJ Johnson.
He could have hit either one of them that time. He went with a deep receiver, but the flat man was open as well.
Good job by junior quarterback Joe Bordelon to roll out, find a man, good play fake. And like you said, he had a short guy and had one a little bit longer. Got a timeout coming. It will be here after this PAT. 4:05 to go, Trojans 20-0, looking to extend that. Snap is back. Bordelon's got it up. The kick is up, and it is good. 21-0 back in 60 on LA 103.5.
Lower Power Sports Parts Department has the parts and accessories you need to keep your engines running. With 12,000 square feet and over 100,000 part numbers in stock, we strive to have what you're looking for at the lower price, whether it's blades, bars, batteries, or tires. Our friendly parts associates are here to help in store, over the phone, or online at lowerpowersports.com. Shop local. Pay the lower price at Lower Power Sports on Coliseum Boulevard in Alexandria.
You've searched, and then finally you found it. It's perfect, but you don't know if you can afford it, or what your payment will be, or even if you'll be approved. But at shbnet.com, you can pre-qualify for a loan instantly from Southern Heritage Bank and know your mortgage payment, so that perfect house becomes your perfect house. Visit Southern Heritage Bank at shbnet.com. Southern Heritage Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Ash Trojan football is driven by Hickson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
Back to GL Butch Stoker Stadium. I am Doug Gann, Ernie Lott by my side. 21-0, Trojans take the lead. Peterman puts a foot into this. No onside kick here. That ball's caught at the 1-yard line and going to be taken back, making a move at the 10. Now 15 come to the 20, but going to be stacked up and brought down at the 17. Good special teams play by the Trojans, and that looks to be Josh Marie. Josh Marie coming in and making that.
Got a score here from Voiles and Bunkie. It's Voiles 6-0 up on Bunkie in the first quarter.
Going to be plenty more. That's a big one. You know, it wasn't long ago that Voiles put up 86 in that ball game. Andy Boone, not a fan of the punt or the kickoff or any of that.
Yeah, they 3 yards in cloud of dust. This year, though, it's about 15 yards in a cloud of dust.
That's right. 21-0 here, 3:54 to go. Trojans clicking on all cylinders, and everybody jammed in tight for the Warhorse offense. Looking kind of a modified veer wishbone type of thing. And Lavallee was back in at running back and got the direct snap. Going to pick up 6 or 7 yards on that one. Another good run. Trying to find some way, Coach, to get Lavallee up and going in this one.
Yeah, they got some good-sized linemen. They just need a little crack, get him in the open field. He's going to be a handful. And, of course, the Trojans try to avoid that.
East Texas Baptist with an offer for Arthur Lavallee. So you expect big things out of that young man as his future progresses, too. Very folks around this area have followed the Lavallées a lot that have made their way through this Peabody program and just solid. They line up in that same position, same formation. Going to run the little wildcat draw. Guess we will. And there goes Lavallee getting the outside 40 now, 45-50, 45-40, driven out of bounds. Josh Marie finally brings Lavallee down, but not before he picks up a nifty 50-yard run, and that's what we told you about. That young man, when he gets a seam, he can get up and go.
And they just pounding to him and leading with both backs, and he's finding a little crease, and it don't take much.
No, not at all, and did a great job of recognizing. He crashed it down on the line of scrimmage and then saw it was jammed up, made his way to the outside, and just a very, very speedy back. Line up there again, Lavallee is the back. They've got 3 blocking backs behind the line of scrimmage, so a double line of scrimmage. This time Lavallee gets maybe 2 out of it on that. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Severio and those coaches on the defensive side of it. It's check and checkmate, the chess game back and forth on this. Peabody trying to get something going to stop this juggernaut offense of the Trojans. 2nd and 8 from the Trojan 38-yard line, 2:29 to go. First quarter of play. It is Ash 21, Peabody 0, but Peabody with their best offensive possession of the game, bringing Davidson back in at quarterback now. They spread things out. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top. Single coverage on the Warhorse receivers, and going to be a dead ball delay of game against Peabody. So, Coach, they had momentum going, but you get another penalty in there, and it just seems to hurt a great drive for the Warhorses.
Right, they were a little bit slow getting the quarterback out and taking one of the backs out, and it cost them that time 5 yards. Well, from the line of scrimmage, it gives them 2nd and 13.
2nd and 13 as Lavallee had picked up a couple on the prior play. 2:06 to go, first quarter of play. 2 to the top, 2 to the near side. Same set as before the penalty. Back to pass is Davidson. He's looking over the middle. He's got a deep one, and no receiver is down there, as no receiver coach at all went out in the pattern on that side. So, again, on both sides of the ball, there's been some miscommunication between quarterback and receiver.
Right, and that would have been a grounding penalty. If I saw one on college the other day where he threw it, and it was a miscommunication. Obviously, the receiver went out on the out route, and he threw it deep, and they penalized him for throwing it downfield. There it is. There was no receiver in the neighborhood, and they called intentional grounding.
And he wasn't out of the tackle box, and that's a difficult penalty to get.
I mean, it was obvious guy went the
because he wasn't avoiding
route.
Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're calling the intentional grounding, and that's going to be loss of down and stepped off from where he was at. That's a difficult penalty to have to take.
Yeah, and I can see if he was under duress, but there was nobody back there on him, and I think they need to take a look at that. And they called it in college the other day too, and it was obvious that he was trying to throw deep route, and the receiver ran an out route, and then it just missed communication, but they gave him for the intentional grounding.
Saw a video the other day on YouTube as I was looking around, and an intentional grounding on a completed pass.
Oh, really?
Lineman catches it.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of the field.
I saw that.
And, and so it was a great catch, though. He turned and moved, and I can't say they moved him to tight end after that, but third down and back inside their own territory. Had the ball down at the 40. Now it's at the 47 of Peabody. Give it
spread formation here.
Third down and 23. Now 5 wideouts. Nobody in the backfield. Empty set as Davidson drops back. He's looking to throw this one. Zips that ball into traffic. Big pressure on the backside. Davidson got the better of that one, but throws that one incomplete, and it's going to be fourth down, and the Warhorses on to punt for the third time tonight.
Big number 92 coming over here to the sideline. It looked like he might have got his bell rung a little bit. He's kind of groggy.
That's the one that hit Davidson at 6'2", 226, and I said got the worst of it.
He got the worst of it, I believe. He kind of coming over and shaking the cobwebs out.
TJ back deep to receive, stands at the 28-yard line, 21-0 in this one, 1:47. Snap is back, and it could have been blocked, but the punter has to pull this one down. And Jamari Monette was there just about as quick as the ball, Coach.
Yeah, that's why, unfortunately, for the Warhorses in years past, special teams has not been one of their best part of their game. They've had some talented athletes, but the punting, the extra point, kickoffs, and all that, they just don't seem to have the guys to do it. And the long snapper, of course, didn't get it back there with too much zip either. So
officially, it was a motion penalty that was declined. So that was what the flag was on the field. First down and 10 for the Trojans, as that would have counted as a block on there, but the punter very wisely pulled that one down. Did not kick it, but had 22 yards to go, so was unable to get very far. Jamari Monette again flashing up the middle. 3 wide receivers to the top. Newton in the backfield. Joe Bordelon had shotgun calls for the ball. Handoff goes to Newton. Newton slips through a tackle. Up the middle goes Jarvis. Jarvis gets enough for the first down. They'll give him out to the 30-yard line and give Jarvis close to 100 here in the first quarter.
I saw Joe on a little fake bootleg that time. That was the first time I've seen him actually run outside the pocket too much. I got on him to another night. I said, "You scared to run or what?" But he said, "No." He said, "I just don't want to run." But
right,
he can run if he needs to.
I choose not to run. 2 to the top, got the extra H back in there in Harrington. Bordelon zips this one out. Dalen Hammond, I believe, has it. We'll have to check and see as it's on the other side of the field.
Your eyes are better than mine, I hope.
It was either Mingo or Hammond. We'll have to see, as it was a single digit. It was Dalen Hammond, indeed, was able to talk to his father a little bit earlier the night while I was down there seeing what was going on with the tailgating. He was down there with Hannah and that group, and great to talk to that gentleman. Second down and 8 from the 22-yard line. Handoff goes to Newton. Newton's having to cut to the outside, back into the inside. It's going to be stopped about, maybe 6-7 inches short of the first down.
The Warhorses brought both the linebackers that time and did a good job of stuffing up all the gaps, and he didn't have a whole lot of room to run. Talking about that tailgating, it looked like LSU football game down there with all the tailgating going on at the north end of the end zone.
And they opened up a lot of the tailgating tonight, and you see just such a huge group. That's Friday night football at its finest. Third down and 1 from the 21-yard line of Peabody. Handoff goes up the middle. That's Jarvis. Jarvis now cuts the inside, makes a man miss. Down to the 5-yard line goes Newton.
Thought he was going to score that time. He gave a good head fake and kind of lost his footing a little bit and short of the goal line by about 4 yards, looked like 5.
Jarvis has been solid. We're 4 seconds to go, first quarter of play. That's going to wind down and do it for the first. Coach, we're going to keep it right here and go through the first quarter break. Trojans lead 21-0. And tell us, as your keys to the game went before the game, how does that stack up with what you saw in the first quarter?
Well, they have kept their focus, and that's a good thing. They haven't let the distraction of homecoming. Hadn't had but one penalty, and you saw Coach Severio get up in his ear real quick. You can't have penalties in a ball game where you got, and like I say, when you reach a district or the games later on in the season, and you want to work on those type things. And so far we haven't had any penalties of any significance. Haven't had any trash talking that I've seen. A couple of plays, there was a little tussling going on, but for the most part, been a good, clean game in this first quarter.
A couple of reminders for you coming up at halftime. We're going to send you back to the First South Farm Credit halftime show. It will be an abbreviated halftime show as it is homecoming tonight, and we want to follow along with what's going on for homecoming tonight. Also, the Thomas Bachmann show moves to Tuesday night next week. They'll do that 2 more times this year, but it goes to Tuesday night because the Trojans are on the road Thursday to go play the number 1 team in 3A in Mississippi. That is in Winona, Mississippi. And, of course, we'll bring you every play of that one. Pregame will begin at 6:30. Kickoff at 7. Back to the second quarter. Trojans on top 21-0 over the visiting Warhorses of Peabody. First and goal from the 5-yard line. One receiver to the near side is Hammond. TJ up top. That means you got Harrington in there as the extra blocker. They go to the left side. Newton behind Bordelon. Bordelon back to pass. Throws kind of a back shoulder fade to Hammond. Hammond goes up and get it. Touchdown Trojans. Touchdown Dalen Hammond.
A little mismatch there. He had the size on the cornerback by about, looked like cornerback was about 5'8", and he looks like about 6'2", so it wasn't much of a contest.
The ability, though, Coach, to go up and get that, a lot of times receivers don't have the instinct to aggressively go after the ball, and Dalen Hammond certainly did.
Well, and that's something that you see a lot more in high school ball now. The back shoulder throws and the guys going up and catching it with the hands and everything that you see at the college and pro level.
PAT pending as Bordelon set to hold. Abel Peterman puts a foot into this, drives it through. It is 28-0. Trojans on top, back in 60 on LA 103.5.
Mom, Dad, the magician's here.
Magician?
Oh, yeah. Honey, the magician's here.
Oh, right.
Can I go watch?
Sure.
Hi, Dimmy. Are you ready?
Boy, am I.
Okay. See that dirt, grime, and residue?
Yep.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
Wow, amazing.
Senla Power Wash. We offer house washing, shingle roof washing, and commercial washing services. Call 318-446-0838.
Need a quick tow?
Sadler's Towing meets many of its clients by accident. The first time. The second time, their clients call because of the fair price and great service that they previously received. If you need a tow, light-duty winching, you're locked out of your vehicle, or just need a jump start, Sadler's Towing is ready to handle your situation. Sadler's Towing is available 24/7, including Christmas and New Year's Eve. Put their number in your cell phone today, 447-7235. Again, that's 447-7235. Sadler's Towing, Alexandria, Louisiana.
Back to live action here at J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. 28-0. Trojans have the lead just 6 seconds into this second quarter. Peterman looking to kick it off once again. Has had one run back, has had a onside kick recovered, and this one finds its way into the end zone for the touchback. Again, Coach, next week, one of 3 games that the Trojans go on the road. Looking here, 14-7 Manny in that ball game. 14-7 Manny on top of Tioga. And so big test for the Indians, but hanging right in there with Jess Curtis and that Manny Tiger football team led by Tackett Curtis and that group. First of 3 games. Week 8 will be the Pineville game. That is a Thursday night. And then Week 10, West Washita comes to town.
Yeah, that sometimes that can be a detriment, when you get off schedule like that. But I think the Trojans will be able to handle it on a short preparation week.
Week 10's kind of been that way as they like an extra day to get ready for the playoffs. Here's that staggered veer type of lineup. It goes right back to Lavallee, and he gets it, bounces to the outside, goes Lavallee. Great job coming up and making a play was Adiah Jones. But I'm telling you, the ability of Arthur Lavallee to see congestion and bounce that ball out to the side has just been really solid. He's just as advertised.
Yeah, they're filling all the gaps inside, and he's bouncing it out. And unfortunately, our cornerback and safety is a little bit slow coming up, not reading the blocks. They're all blocking down.
8-yard pickup for Lavallee. 11:22 to go here in the first half. Snap goes back to Lavallee. Lavallee once again getting to the outside now. 30, 35, 40 goes Lavallee. Before he's brought down, you're going to see a penalty flag that comes down at the end of the play, Coach. And looks like maybe one of those that perhaps a face mask or something towards the end of the play.
Yeah, that's same thing. They ran on this side, and all they're doing is blocking down, and he's just bouncing it outside. And the cornerback has got to see that. He's got to read the block, come up and turn him back inside to the safety or whatever, and they're not doing that right now.
Just as gifted of a running back as you'll find in this area. Personal foul, shot to the head against the Trojans, so that's going to be added on to the end of the run, Coach. And once again, you're going to find Peabody making their way into Trojan territory.
Yeah, and that's one of those penalties I talked about that, you can't have that kind of play, and especially in a close ball game. It's going to come down and bite you at some point.
Indeed it is. 11-11 to go here. Peabody going to find themselves just inside Trojan territory. We feel around the 48-yard line. Pushing them back. Officially going to be a horse collar tackle is what they'll call it. That puts the ball, tip of the football down to the 44-yard line. 11-11 to go here until halftime. Don't forget, homecoming announcement will be coming up, so they'll name their homecoming queen for 2021. 28-0, Trojans with the lead, and they have been dominant, Coach, in this one since the first drive that Peabody had that ended in the block punt for a touchdown.
Right. The offense is looking good. Defense, except for a couple of plays here, has done their job, and they're going to have to tighten up right here.
Lavallee back on his own, goes right up the middle following those big blockers. Is going to get 3 or 4 and continues to grind those legs and doesn't stop. Arthur Lavallee really impressing here in this one, Coach.
Yeah, then you got to give credit to the Peabody offensive line. It's got some big dudes out there, and they're moving Trojans back about 5 yards on that one.
Setting that secondary line of scrimmage we talk about so many times, where that offensive line just pushes them back just a little way. And then you've got those 3 blocking backs that kind of add a little bit more to it, gets them 6 or 7 yards up the middle. Now you've got Davidson back in. You got a runner to his left is Lavallee, 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the near side. 2nd down and 7. Davidson back to pass. Looking to the right side of the field. That one is complete, and it's going to be another first down for the Warhorses. Certainly their best drive as we roll under 10 minutes here to play until halftime. Trojans on top, 28-0.
You got to give Coach Hall and his crew credit here. The Warhorses are not quitting on them, and they're coming back with some vengeance in the second quarter.
Not a bit of quit in this Peabody Warhorse team, and you know that comes straight from the top. And head coach Marvin Hall always has been such a respected coach in this area, and it's working down. First down and 10 now from the 33-yard line. Lavallee's got it. Going to push forward and continue to grind. Picks up 3 or 4 on this. I will tell you that's going to be a tough way. That'll be a good way to grind some clock and get things going. But tough way to get back into a ball game, though.
Well, and credit to the Warhorses when they get into district play. If they play like they're showing right now, that they'll be competitive in their league. And I coach with Coach Hall, and like you said before, you won't meet a finer gentleman than Coach Hall. He does a outstanding job, and he's a good man on top of everything else.
You're exactly right. 2nd down and 7 for the Warhorses from the Trojan 30-yard line. Looks like they've got about 20 men on the line of scrimmage. That one is a high snap. Lavallee able to corral it, but going to find no running room back up the middle. Continues to go and try to break out of the pack. I'm telling you, as fine a running back coach as you will find is Arthur Lavallee.
And he's running with his shoulder square and down, and he's making him awful hard to tackle. Arm tackling, you're not going to bring him down for sure.
Somebody is going to get them a steal in Arthur Lavallee.
Coach Severio is not real happy with the defense right now. I think he's fixing to get them a earful.
Look at the coaches, the way they're standing. All 5 of them are
got their hands on their hips, and that ain't good.
This is not one of those speeches that he's telling them, hey, guys, we're giving you a little break to catch your breath. Let's go back out there and keep. No, this is full on. And look,
it wouldn't be a good thing to have a microphone down there right now.
Not at all. And Bachmann was out there with them, and you don't normally see that either. They're going out there and just making certain that everyone on the defense is on the same page.
Right.
So just making sure assignments are not being missed is what we'll call it.
Yeah, well, and it's a matter of pride, too, that the coaches, as a defensive coach myself, you don't never want them to score. I don't care what it is, when it is, and who you got out there. You don't want to give up a touchdown.
Back in that set that looks like almost like a Christmas tree, the way you've got so many linemen, the 3 middle blockers, and then Lavallee in the backfield. This one's bobbled around, though. Second consecutive high snap. Josh Marie coming in there to touch
They're running kind of unbalanced to the left, and then they're strong right with the backs. So, you got basically a balanced formation, even though they're unbalanced on the line of scrimmage, and got lead backs blocking whichever way he wants to go.
Great crowd from Peabody made their way over across town to Alexandria, and great to see the community around such a football game as this. The community needs more of this. Lavallee, another high snap, but he's got it cutting to the outside. Goes Lavallee.
There he goes.
Down to the 20, 15, driven out of bounds. And penalty flag lies on the ground about the 23.
Could be a hold in there. I just don't understand why the cornerback, there's no secret to what they're doing here, and he's
crashing in.
He's not coming up. He's to the outside, turning it in. He's crashing down. Not a good technique on his part.
About the only they're waving the flag off. They're waving the flag off. That's going to give Peabody the ball down inside the 20. Certainly give them the first and 10 from the 13. 28-0. Trojans on top in this one. 8 minutes even to go until halftime. Don't forget, coming up, the First South Farm Credit halftime show. We'll send it back to Jeff Aiken and that group to get some scores from around. Going to be an abbreviated segment as
the man brought the food up here.
Going to be an abbreviated segment. Shout out to Hannah and that group down there
Appreciate
in the corner
it,
for sending some food up to my hard-working crew. There's Lavallee. He's got it. He's going to get himself down to the 5 before he is driven out of bounds near another Peabody first down to possibly the 3 or 4.
Good, another flag.
Penalty flag is back out on the ground once again.
Looks like that time they blocked down with all the linemen and the backs in the backfield will act like pulling guards and trapped and kicked out and led up on the play.
Personal foul face mask is on there. And that's just frustration, Coach. I'm going to tell you, that defense is really frustrated and just grabbing and clawing because on this drive, there's not been a way to stop Arthur Lavallee.
Well, and they're not putting the shoulder in there for sure, and that's the only way you're going to bring him down is with a good shoulder tackle, and the arm tackle is not going to do it.
First and goal from the 2. Lavallee's got the ball. He's rushing up the middle. He's got to find his way into the end zone. That's a Peabody touchdown and Arthur Lavallee.
And you can look for the Warhorses to stay in that second half. Just call it power football, whatever you want, but it's effective.
The one thing that does, and you alluded to it just a little bit earlier, this is sending a message out to the rest of the district that Peabody's in, Coach. It's the local one here. And, Peabody could run the football out of that formation.
I got 2 guys coming off, and only one went on. Somebody got to get this stuff straight here. I'm sure they're probably going to go for 2. Peabody's not going to kick it, I doubt.
Time-consuming drive,
call
chewing
a timeout
up
here, I imagine.
A lot of clock and a lot of yards. Running somebody on late, it looks like 19 on the play clock, so they've got time. They'll line up and get ready to go for 2. We'll see if they go out of the same formation that has been so successful on this drive. 28-6. Peabody nets their first touchdown, but they go with that spread set.
But
no backs.
Lavallee's going to get it.
Lavallee's off to the side. Now
There he
gets the
goes.
inside handoff. He's met in the backfield, though. So the PAT is no good. PAT no good. Going to keep it right here. 7:21 to go, Coach, until halftime. And very impressive drive by the Peabody Warhorses.
Nice adjustment by the Warhorses there. They found something that works, and they stuck to it. And like I say, I'm sure Coach Severio, you see him down at the big screen down there, there are going to be some changes made before they get the next possession here, I would think, to solve the problem.
Indeed, there will be some adjustments. Another reminder coming up at 10 o'clock or the completion of this game, whichever is latest, is going to be the Southern Heritage Bank LA Friday Night Lights. We appreciate the folks at Southern Heritage Bank being a proud supporter of LA Friday Night Lights. They also sponsor our game night broadcast. It comes on at 6 on all 4 of our stations. Menard in action tonight. Pineville in action. Tioga, all of our teams playing on Friday nights. 7:21 until halftime. We'll get some scores around there. Halftime will be the First South Farm Credit Halftime Report with Jeff Aiken. We'll send it back to him for an abbreviated segment just to get some updates from around the league. Peabody set to kick this one 28-6. But again, I can't tell you what a great drive that was by Peabody.
Could be an onside kick. It might keep the eyes open here.
Up around the 20-yard line, and that's kind of a squib. Goes right to the up man. He falls on it, and looked like they were trying to get it past the front line. But
number 80 for the Trojans that time. He saved them about 20-something yards just by falling on it. I don't think, like I say, I don't think it was intended for that. That was Darius Washington.
So the Trojans will have it first down and 10 from their own 49-yard line. We'll wait for the change to get set as they were making their way deep down into Peabody territory, but they'll settle back in at the 49-yard line. Trojans now heading left to right as you're looking at your radio dial. That puts you going from Jackson Street to where the baseball field is.
Trojans going with a heavy look here.
Newton's got the ball going to the outside, following the charter buses to the outside. Newton down to the 40, 30, breaking tackles 30, 20. Newton is going to be brought down, but not before he gets to the 15. And there's either going to be a horse collar or a face mask called there.
Oh, we got a hold on the Trojans.
Throwing this one all the way back as the flag is hidden in the purple.
I thought I saw one down at the other end.
You see one down at the end following the tackle, but this one was hidden in the beautifully painted Trojan logo at midfield. Yeah, those penalties will offset. So a good break for the Trojans in that they're not going to lose the yardage on first down, as those two penalties will offset. Coach, they have that play where they like to pull the guard and the tackle. So you've got Gravning and John Curtis Goodman that are pulling and going to that side. And Jarvis likes to call them the charter buses. Sid just hops on them and ride them to wherever he wants to go.
Well, the only thing, one of the charter buses wasn't going full speed there, and he passed him up.
Well, that's not necessarily true. He could have been going full speed.
Well, he may have been. It wasn't out there far enough.
We'll redo 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of the Trojans. Play action there. Good block. This one going over the top, intended for Marion Mingo. Bordelon's just going to miss by a yard or so.
Kind of threw it on his outside shoulder, and then he had him, if he'd have thrown it toward the middle of the field a bit more, because he was open, just overthrew him. That's the first really bad pass that Joe has thrown tonight.
First real miss that we've seen in a couple of weeks, really, from the junior left-handed quarterback for the Trojans. 2nd down and 10 from the 49-yard line. 6:49 to go until halftime. 28-6, Trojans with the lead. This one goes to Newton. Newton now coming to the near side behind that big offensive line to the 40. Cuts back inside. Ducks under a tackle to the 30. Now 25-20. Inside, going to be brought down at the 18-yard line. And the yards continue to pile up for Newton. Going to try to get an updated stat count for Newton on his yards rushing in just a sec.
Well, he wasn't going to show him up too much there. He's showing his running ability and breaking tackles as well. Going to be first down, quick snap.
Trojans getting ready to employ that NASCAR offense. We'll get after it and go quick. Jarvis is 7 carries, 119 yards on the night.
Coming out taking a little blow here. We got it back up, running back in there, taking his space.
Senior Chris Gorham, number 22, makes his way in. 2 receivers to the near side. Gorham gets it. He scored 2 touchdowns last week against Marksville.
He looked really good last week as well. So, there's no big drop-off, maybe a little bit in speed-wise, but he's got some thrifty moves.
Hydration timeout.
Official going to slow it up here for a break.
We'll keep it right here. Again, a reminder, coming up at halftime, it is homecoming. They'll announce a homecoming queen tonight. 20-minute halftime, Coach, with a 3-minute warm-up, so a little bit of an extended halftime tonight.
Yeah, well, that's all part of the program, like as a coach, as a football coach, you don't necessarily want to have all the distraction, but at the same time, it's all part of the school setting, and, give these young ladies a recognition, the dance line, the pom line, the band, all those things are all part of your athletic program and school spirit.
Indeed it is. They had the parade last night, and normally our crowd out at walk-ons is not really good on homecoming night. Was full house last night. We had standing room only down there. Had to bring extra chairs down for all of the folks that were down there. So great crowd out. Big shout out to Ricky Tompkins and that group out at walk-ons. 3rd down and 3 for the Trojans. Gorham still in the backfield. Clock runs under 6 minutes, 28-6. Trojans with the lead. Handoff does go to Gorham. He's got a gap up the middle all the way down to the 3, now the 2. Chris Gorham just runs so hard, Coach, when he gets in there.
Right, and there's a nice block by big number 74 there. He just crushed the inside line, and he had a big hole to run through. That was Goodman that time.
Yeah, J.C. Goodman, just solid young man. We were able to talk to he and Zach Gravning last night on the show, and just they really exemplify what Ash Trojan football is about and what Alexandria Senior High is about. 28-6 in this one. Trojans knocking on the door. 1st and goal from the 2. Trying to pay Gorham off here. No, that is an inside handoff. Now Jermaine Minor is into the end zone. Touchdown Trojans.
A little
Jermaine
trickeration
Minor.
there.
And a little play action. You had the tight end dip through and just a dump off that nobody covered him. And, Coach, have you ever seen the tight end used as a receiver as much as you have in these first 4 games?
No, and I know the young man is at Stanford right now. He's saying, what happened last year with that, huh?
Don't think that Judd and those guys don't give him some grief about it when they're here. Good to see Cole Johnson down there and some of these other guys making it back for homecoming. 34-6, 5:20 to go. We'll take a timeout following this PAT. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. Back in 60, 35-6. Trojans lead on LA 103.5.
You're hungry. Your team needs you. You're a fan. You want to be at the top of your fan game, but you need something different. You need fan fuel. At Walk-Ons, we treat every day like game day. We're here all week long feeding fans with delicious, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine made fresh in our from-scratch kitchen. We've got what it takes to fuel fans and the team to victory. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
South MacArthur Service Road in Alexandria.
Lower Power Sports Parts Department has the parts and accessories you need to keep your engines running. With 12,000 square feet and over 100,000 part numbers in stock, we strive to have what you're looking for at the lower price, whether it's blades, bars, batteries, or tires. Our friendly parts associates are here to help in store, over the phone, or online at lowerpowersports.com. Shop local, pay the lower price at Lower Power Sports on Coliseum Boulevard in Alexandria.
Back to live action here, J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. And Abel Peterman set for another kickoff here, 35-6. Trojans with the lead. Peterman puts a foot into this one, drives it into that end zone for another touchback, retrieved by one of the youngsters playing a little football in the end zone. And good to see those future Trojans. We saw some from Brame. We see some that haven't even made it to Brame yet that are down there playing football.
They got it going on all over the place, and that's a good thing that these young kids are taking an interest in the game.
Coach, that semifinal win over West Monroe last year, told you in that game was probably the biggest crowd I'd ever seen. This one tonight rivals that crowd. There are folks standing along the fences. There are people in all of these seats. In the student section goes higher up the bleachers than I think I've ever seen, and folks tailgating all around. Then you throw in the fine fans that made it over from Peabody, and it is a great, great crowd tonight. 2 receivers to the top, to the near side. Davison back to pass. He throws this one, but nobody there. Going to be a penalty flag on the far side of the field. We'll see if there was a little bit of holding perhaps on the defensive back, on the cornerback to the top. when you see one coach over there, it's usually in that line of the DB doing a little bit of holding.
Yeah, because otherwise that would have been an intentional ground in there too, because there wasn't nobody even close to the receiver. I mean, to the pass.
And they're going to call defensive holding, and that's more of the DB grabbing a hold of the wide receiver and not letting him release.
Right,
off
before
of the
the
line.
ball's thrown, and if it had been, the ball would have been in the air, it would have been pass interference. Of course, that comes with automatic first down.
Gives Peabody the first down out to the 30-yard line, the 10 yards enough for the first as the nose of the football touches the 30, and that's all you've got to do following the touchback. 5:14 to go until halftime, 35-6. Trojans with the lead. I am Doug Gann alongside Randy Lott, and they're back to that powerful formation with Lavallee. Catches it, and going right up the middle is Lavallee. This time, looks like a couple of adjustments have been made as he only got a couple on the play, but when those big, powerful legs get to churning from Lavallee, he's hard to bring down.
Yeah, that was one of the few times that he only picked up 3, and then probably this time they're going to block everybody down, and he's going to bounce it to the outside, so the Trojans better be ready to come up and turn it back in.
You know, the Trojans started fast in this one, but, man, I'm telling you, Peabody has really been in control here. Low snap, but it's controlled by Lavallee. And, again, going nowhere. Coach Severio and that group have made some adjustments out there, and you're going to see a flag thrown after the play, a little bit of jawing going on between a wide receiver and defensive back for the Trojans.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to see, and that I made mention of it before the game that you can't have that kind of stupid penalties, trash talking and stuff going on, and because if you let that get into your head, it's going to affect the game.
Young man from Peabody down on the ground. We'll keep the cameras away from him, as we don't like to have our cameras on players while they're injured on there. 4:28 to go until halftime. All of the players taking a knee. And
you got a personal foul.
Personal foul is going to be assessed against Peabody. Good to see the young man up from Peabody and walking off the field on his own. Looks like Lavallee that's over there, and a collective sigh of relief from everyone in this area, because just a fine young man. Not only a great running back, but you hear Coach Hall say nothing but good about him.
Right. And, you know, like I said before, these guys know each other. They grew up together. I'm sure a lot of them went to the same middle school together, elementary school, and know each other's families and stuff. And you just like to see a good, clean game. But at the same time, you know, these guys got a lot of pride, and they don't take lightly to being whooped up on. So just keep it between the lines, I guess, is the best thing to do, and keep your mouth shut is what I like to see.
Personal foul assessed. 15 yards now, 3rd and 25 for Peabody back to the 20-yard line. Davidson back in at quarterback. He's got 2 to the top, 2 to the near side. Now 3 as the man goes in motion. Davidson with good time, stepping up in the pocket, but the pocket collapses, and that's going to be a big sack for this Trojan defense. Back to the 15-yard line. And, you know, you use the term coverage sack, but Davidson, not a lot of time to get that ball out of there with the pressure of that front 4 of the Trojan defense coming.
Right, because he did have a receiver open, number 17, running a little in route or a drag route across the middle, but he just didn't have time to pick him up in time.
This is what has been tough for Peabody, and that's getting the kick away. We've seen one blocked, and we've seen the punter have to tuck it away and run.
And special teams is a very important part, and it's often overlooked in high school, and it can make the difference in the game.
4th and 25. That one bounces in there. Again, he's got to pick it up and run, and he's got some room this time. Trojans are going to have to come up, make a tackle, and they do. Ball is on the ground, but it's not going to matter as he was down. And
nice tackle. I couldn't see who made the play there, but a nice ankle tackle. Otherwise, he might have been off to the races.
Trojans will have it with 3:27 to go. And starting things out, Peabody won the toss, elected to receive. So the Trojans have an opportunity to get a score. You say before the half, they've been scoring rather rapidly in this one. But, again, they get the ball to start the second half as well.
Yeah, you're probably going to see the first units stay in there probably to start the second half, but then after that.
Pay close attention here. Marion Mingo in at quarterback. They've got some Wildcat action called for Mingo. Mingo makes his way in and unable to do anything as Peabody sees that and calls the timeout.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they were short guys or they just saw Mingo was at quarterback, so you know that they probably figured they got some special plays made up for him.
You know, Bradley Wilson, we've seen him as the number 2 quarterback, throws the ball so well. They've got some quarterback packages worked in for Mingo. Runs the ball out of that position well. Haven't seen him throw it much, but what I've seen is he gets that wildcat action, and he is very explosive. Everything you hear from Bachmann about it is he's got potential at any position he plays, and he's very solid at quarterback also.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing when you got several waiting in the wings down the road. Of course, Joe's just a junior, so he's got another year, so that bodes well for the Trojans in the future. Just keep them coming and move them on up the chain, along with the receivers and linemen and all these guys that are backups. They got an opportunity to play the other night against Marksville, and they did a nice job as well.
You know, seeing Joe Bordelon progress with his abilities through this season, it's complemented by the work he did in the offseason at the 7-on-7s, but he has matured and grown as a quarterback this season. Amirion Mingo stays in there quarterback. You got 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the near side. And whistle blows before anybody could get up to the line of scrimmage. Going to see it's 1st and 10. I think they were just stopping things to reset it. It's 35-6. Trojans have the lead and the ball inside the 20-yard line. 2 to the top, 2 to the near side. Mingo brings a man in motion. And the ball snapped but never got back to the quarterback, and it falls on the ground, and Peabody falls right on it. And so just
undoubted it must have hit the center's leg because it never got back to the quarterback, and it just laid on the ground, and he just looked at it.
just rolled it back to him. That's Calderon at center, unable to makes the miscue. And again, that's the linemen have it. It's only when something doesn't go right that generally they get
recognition,
called.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not the good recognition.
Turnover there for the Trojans, and I believe maybe their first one of the year. 1st down and 10. Peabody gets it from the 19-yard line, 3:18 to go.
Looks like some confusion.
First half. Handoff goes back to Lavallee coming from the slot, spinning around. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. And ball's going to come out, but the whistle was blown, and the ball will be dead. Give Lavallee just a half a yard on that one as the ball gets a bit past the 20.
That's the first good shoulder tackle I've seen. Somebody, I couldn't make out who it was, but he came up and stuck him with a shoulder tackle, locked him up like you're supposed to, and he wasn't not able to break the tackle.
2:50 until halftime now, and counting 35-6. Trojans have the lead, 2nd down and 8, just outside the Peabody 20. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top, and spread out running backs on either side of Davidson. Back to pass now is Davidson, stepping up in the pocket, throwing this one deep and downfield, but overshoots the receiver by a good 10 yards. Coach, and that was intended for number 14 for Peabody, and that is Terry Hullaby.
He flat aired that one out for sure.
Just step back and let that one go. Good arm on Davidson.
Receivers couldn't run up to it fast enough because he definitely laid it out there.
Caleb Davidson, the junior quarterback, goes 6'2", 226. Just a solid quarterback.
Kind of looks like the big kid down at Avoyles. He's about that size, but except he runs the ball more.
3rd down and 8 for Peabody. This snap is low and on the ground. Peabody's going to stay on it, but that's going to bring up 4th down now.
That's the one bad thing about the long snapping. That's something that's overlooked a lot. The Trojans just gave it up on a long snap they went awry, and then again Peabody had the same thing happen. He was able to fall on it, however.
With 2:06 to go until halftime, the Trojans call timeout to try to to get something going and work on that little I don't know what that was towards the end of that last possession, as it wasn't successful. They had a timeout, and then the ball never made it back to Mingo at quarterback.
Right. The 2-minute offense, I guess you could call it, or the special package to Mingo, but it didn't start out too good. And I'm sure offensive coaches had little things to talk to the center and the quarterback about getting on the ball then when it comes back and it doesn't make it back to you.
Well, they're seeing who's back in there. All right, it's 4th down, ready to punt, and they're set up again. 2 snaps have been bobbled where the punters had to run. One has been blocked. Punter standing with his heels on the goal line. This is a high snap. This one is a high kick, and it's going to fall around the 16-yard line is where the punt goes. Mark it a 2-yard, 3-yard punt there.
I don't know what that flag was for.
It was thrown early. Trojans will have the ball 1st down and 10, and it's going to be around the 16-yard line, it looks like. 2:11 to go, not much time off on that one. A high snap, Coach, and the young man from Peabody just trying to get that ball out of there as quick as he could. Kicked it high. We'll see what the white hat false start, against Peabody. That's going to be declined. Looks like
somebody must have moved on the line of scrimmage prior to the snap.
And they're making a call against the Trojans too.
Must have been after the dead ball, unsportsmanlike.
It was. Have to get clarification on that call. It was against Ash post possession, and so they'll mark it back. It'll be 1st and 10, but just 15 yards further back.
Was that unsportsmanlike? Trying to get the officials' attention up here.
2:11 and Bordelon back in at quarterback. He's got Jarvis Newton flanked to his left, kind of a cluster formation for the Trojans. Bordelon looking deep, throws this one up and just over the head and misses TJ. And Joe just beside himself as he knew he had 6 on that one and a 31-yard touchdown pass, but unfortunately he threw it about 2 yards past TJ.
Well, and he didn't set his feet. He had plenty of time to set up and throw, and he kind of threw it sidearm on the run and eligible downfield. The Trojans are kind of self-destructing here right by half. That's about 3 senseless penalties. And as a coach, you don't like to see this going in before the halftime.
You know, we've not interviewed Coach Bachmann at halftime, and it's probably been a good thing these last 2 or 3 games, as he has not been excited about things the way they've finished halves, have the Trojans. You know, Coach McLaughlin and that offensive unit are going to try to get this thing up to 42 before halftime. Bordelon, again, that cluster set is there. Handoff goes to Newton. Newton now cuts to the near side 30, down to the 25, rolls around.
And that's
horse collar tackle is going to be called. Towards the end, it looked like Newton was brought down. You could see Coach, man, kind of grab him like this and throw him around. Yeah, as an illustration, it was only.
Yeah, well, Chief didn't knock you out, but he could have.
1:36 to go and counting until halftime. The clock should not have started yet. It doesn't appear. 35-6. Ran off about 6 or 7 seconds there. The Trojans will be up and ready to go upon the snap.
It's a horse
collar. Horse collar is the penalty that was called.
No, I know.
There's been a flurry of penalties here, and they're trying to catch up in the box. 1st down and 10 for the Trojans.
Sloppy.
Clock winds. Trojans have it at the 13, 35-6. Cluster flips sides. So back to pass is Bordelon. He's finding mine now, going to the end zone, looking for TJ, and he's got him. Touchdown, Trojans. Touchdown, Joe Bordelon to TJ Johnson.
He got him that time. He still didn't set his feet, and he kind of threw sidearm, but at that time he put it on the money.
Look, we watched one of the highlights, and he threw that one out to Dalen Hammond in the Marksville game where he fakes that handoff, does a great job of putting the ball behind his back, and then just rolls out and you've got a guy that's wide open, and pick your receiver that you want. Peterman set for the PAT out of the hold of Bordelon. Minute 7 to go, and the Trojans up 41-6, looking to add another. Snap is back and kick is up, and this one is hammered through the uprights. 42-6. Trojans with the lead and control of this one. And remember, Coach, they'll get this at halftime coming out of the break. Great crowd here tonight watching homecoming. And you see cars just lined along Warren Avenue and coming off of Jackson Street. A few folks still starting to make their way in to the stadium. You've missed a lot of scoring in this one early and often. Trojans block a punt to get the first score of the game and have not stopped since then. Added an onside kick and have just executed in about every way they wanted to. The bright spot for Peabody is the running of Arthur Lavallee, as he has been solid throughout this first half.
Got to give credit to their offensive line. They're doing a good job of blocking the Trojans up front, and he's finding a little crease and sometimes popping it to the outside. But he is a tough running back. Arm tackling is not going to bring him down.
Abel Peterman set to put a foot into this one. Teed up at the 40-yard line, and there goes Peterman. This one is driven now to the left side, finding its way back into the end zone for another touchback. Peabody will have it 1:07 remaining in the first half, Coach, and just a lot of things still in a 42-7 game, but the Ash has a lot to work on.
Oh, no doubt. This is not a 5A team they're playing, and it's obvious that the Trojans have a little more talent, but you still like to see the execution a lot better, a lot smoother, and a lot less penalties, and that's what I alluded to earlier. I think need to keep the concentration and silly penalties to keep away from those.
I will tell you, I've been impressed with the resolve of this Peabody Warhorse team as they just keep coming after it. Davidson back in there at quarterback. He's got a lone receiver to the top, 2 to the near side of that flanked formation, sends another receiver out in motion, turns up and heads up, and we'll see what the call is.
Did the 25-second clock run out? Or
false start against Peabody once again. Coach, and just unable to get set. They're looking to go and get going. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of motion penalties whistled against the Warhorses tonight.
Well, and Coach Hall did say that he had some guys that were out, and anytime you put in substitutes and playing in maybe out of position or something, it causes to not be quite as sharp as it normally would be.
42-6 in this one. Peabody with 5 wideouts. They've got it 1st and 10 from the 15. Davison back to pass. Throws this one down the middle and misses his receiver there.
Yeah, the quarterback just got rid of that one before he got sacked, and the receiver wasn't even looking for the ball yet. He was open for a second, but unfortunately, quarterback didn't have time to wait till he got open.
Schedule changes for next week. Trojans go to Winona, Mississippi on Thursday.
You know where that is?
It's somewhere up the top of Mississippi. I know that.
Just not too far from Memphis.
I know that I will be on one of the buses with the Trojans, and so we'll sleep on the way up there and on the way back. So
I'll
excited.
Probably be driving one of them, or are they going to get charters?
They've got charter buses.
Oh, well.
So you can come on with us.
All right, good. Or either I'll be driving the band bus or
60
cheerleaders.
seconds to go in the first half, and run right up the middle for Lavallee. He's going to pick up 5 yards. So that game on Thursday moves the Thomas Bachmann show to Tuesday. Tuesday night, we will be at Walk-Ons at 7 o'clock. Remember, catch the Kevin Cook show at 6 o'clock on Tuesday nights out at Buckets. That is on 104.3 The Bridge. And then you can check us out live from Walk-Ons. They have had great crowds out at Buckets for that one, equaling the crowds that we've had over at Walk-Ons. 3rd down and 10, really bunched formation, 22 seconds in the half. Lavallee trying to bust one here and had a shot, but corralled there as he was getting the legs churning and going. And it looks like the Trojans are content to let the clock run out, as is Peabody. 5 seconds to go until halftime. We're going to throw it back to halftime. When we come back, we'll have stats, we'll have highlights, and we will have the homecoming announcement. It's halftime here at Homecoming. Trojans 42, Peabody 6.
At Calvary, we love gathering together, whether it's for Bible study or Sunday worship. We believe the study of God's Word is essential for spiritual growth, and the fellowship helps us experience life together. At Calvary, you're part of a family that is part of a local, regional, and global community. Join us Sunday mornings at 9 and 10:30. We would welcome the opportunity to meet you and give you a place to begin again. Calvary, Alexandria. Connect.
Did you know
grow.
BK Distributors have the fastest signs in town? They have signs for everything. If you're in need of signs or banners for your political campaign, your business, or just for that family reunion, BK Distributors has it all. With outstanding quality, fast turnaround, and the best prices in town. If you've been looking for the right place to handle your signage needs, well, here's your sign. Call Scott today, 318-442-2246, and let him help you. BK Distributors, Highway 28 East in Pineville, behind Arby's. So, your transmission is kaput. Time to get a new or new-to-you vehicle? Wrong. Certified Transmission can fix your transmission problem and preserve your investment in your vehicle. Certified Transmission will also save you the hassle of trying to find a good vehicle that you can afford without a good trade-in, because most car dealers are not going to want to accept your vehicle in trade. So having Certified Transmission fix your vehicle is the best option of getting back on the road in a vehicle you can trust. Go where you know. Certified Transmission on the Monroe Highway in Ball.
You don't have to miss out on your life because of an eye problem. Louisiana Eye and Laser Center can make your life more enjoyable with affordable solutions such as LASIK surgery, glaucoma treatments, cataract treatments. The professionals at Louisiana Eye and Laser Center can help you get more out of the life you're living. You can enjoy seeing your loved ones in a way that is comfortable and reliable. Talk to Louisiana Eye and Laser Center at 318-487-2020 or check them out online at laeyeandlasercenter.com.
Playing on Blunt Bucket. Coming up after the game, we encourage you to tune over to 103.5 FM. That is where you can catch LA Friday Night Lights. Doug Gann's going to be back in the studio tonight with Lamar Gafford. They'll have all the scores for you. I don't think you and I are going to make it back in time. We got about an hour and a half drive back to the house. Now, I did check a little while ago. Don't know if this is updated or not, but Pineville is trailing Leesville. It looks like I saw 10-7 in the second quarter, and Ash is beating Peabody 35-6 in the second quarter. So Ash doing what it does, and that's 4 points. But this Leesville team that Pineville's playing is very, very good. So Pineville holding their own, only down 3 points in the first half. All right, we're at halftime. We've got a few minutes left to go. The Manny Tigers are coming out now to the home crowd's delight, and the Indians still have yet to come out of the locker room. We'll take a timeout, come back with some second-half thoughts here in just a few moments here on 104.3 The Bridge.
Louisiana's #1 spot for all your boating needs. Come on down to 1715 Monroe Highway in Pineville and be amazed at everything Real Deal Marine has to offer. Locally owned and operated, Real Deal Marine is proud supporters of local high school sports in Central Louisiana. You can reach us at 318-487-4886 or follow us on our Facebook page. When you think of marine dealerships, the only name that should come to mind is Real Deal Marine.
Welcome to Whataburger. Customization is what we've always done.
You want mustard and mayo? You want ketchup? We'll make it how you like it.
When you customize your own burger, you can put your personality in it.
This is my Whataburger with mayonnaise, ketchup, all the vegetables, no cheese.
We customize orders 24 hours a day.
Everybody wants it just like they like it. When you can make it your own, that always enhances that experience for you.
However you want it, I got you. Here at Whataburger, we make it just like you like it, whenever you like it.
Wanting tires? Big.
And then finally, you found it. It's perfect, but you don't know if you can afford it, or what your payment will be, or even if you'll be approved. But at shbnet.com, you can pre-qualify for a loan instantly from Southern Heritage Bank and know your mortgage payment, so that perfect house becomes your perfect house. Visit Southern Heritage Bank at shbnet.com. Southern Heritage Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Need a quick tow? Sadler's Towing meets many of its clients by accident. The first time. The second time, their clients call because of the fair price and great service that they previously received. If you need a tow, light-duty winching, you're locked out of your vehicle, or just need a jump start, Sadler's Towing is ready to handle your situation. Sadler's Towing is available 24/7, including Christmas and New Year's Eve. Put their number in your cell phone today, 447-7235. Again, that's 447-7235. Sadler's Towing, Alexandria, Louisiana.
This is Thais, loan officer with First South Farm Credit here in Alexandria. Are you in the market for land? Whether it's for hunting, recreation, or a timber tract, you need a lender with experience in financing rural real estate. At First South, we understand what it means to own your own piece of land, whether it's a hunting camp or just a place to get away on the weekend. The best part of my job is seeing our members realize their dreams of land ownership. If you're thinking of buying or refinancing land, call me, Thais, at First South Farm Credit, or visit us at firstsouthland.com.
At Whataburger, how do you make something that's already fresh even fresher? By adding fresh new things, like crisp pico de gallo for a little kick, and creamy cilantro lime sauce for that extra whoa, and pepper jack cheese because, of course, all on top of 2 fresh beef patties, or with chicken on a brioche bun. Whataburger's limited time pico de gallo burger and new pico de gallo chicken sandwiches. Good thing for fresh things. Good thing there's Whataburger. Available by dine-in, drive-through, curbside, and delivery. Delivery available in select locations. Fees may vary.
Trojan football is driven by Hickson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
And we're back to live action here at Alexandria Senior High School. I am Doug Gann. Looking through the halftime, it has been all Trojans here. We started with the blocked punt on the very first drive as Peabody they won the toss and elected to receive. Go down there 3 and out, get the block punt. Jamar Monette looks like falls on it into the end zone. Going to have some updated stats and all of that for you. Got a big interview coming up. We're going to take another break. Extended halftime, guys. So get you something to eat, grab you a shot of water, and we'll be back right after this on LA 103.5.
Lower Power Sports Parts Department has the parts and accessories you need to keep your engines running. With 12,000 square feet and over 100,000 part numbers in stock, we strive to have what you're looking for at the lower price, whether it's blades, bars, batteries, or tires. Our friendly parts associates are here to help in store, over the phone, or online at lowerpowersports.com. Shop local. Pay the lower price at Lower Power Sports on Coliseum Boulevard in Alexandria.
If you haven't tried Rosie Joe's in Alexandria, then where you at? They have an incredible menu with so many options. Handmade hamburgers, po' boys, Philly cheesesteaks, crawfish or shrimp etouffee, gumbos, and much more. Have you tried the new Cajun chicken nachos? Oh, yeah, it's as delicious as it sounds. Rosie Joe's is open 7 days a week, and happy hour is weekdays from 2 to 5. They can cater any event, too. Rosie Joe's. Follow them on Facebook or call them at 318-442-8245. If you try one, be ready to become a regular.
This is Nikki Chandler, loan officer with First South Farm Credit here in Alexandria. Are you looking for land out in the country to build your dream home? Then you need a lender who specializes in financing rural land. At First South, we've helped so many of our members who wanted to buy that small tract of land away from the city. As your loan officer, I'm there from applications all the way to the closing table. Building that relationship is the best part of what we do. If you're thinking of buying or refinancing land, call me, Nikki Chandler, at First South Farm Credit, or visit us at firstsouthland.com.
No, get out of there. Coach Doug Gann at hotmail.com.
Welcome to Whataburger. Customization is what we've always done.
You want mustard and mayo? You want ketchup? We'll make it how you like it.
When you customize your own burger, you can put your personality in it.
This is my Whataburger with mayonnaise, ketchup, all the vegetables, no cheese.
We customize orders 24 hours a day.
Everybody wants it just like they like it. When you can make it your own, that always enhances that experience for you.
However you want it, I got you. Here at Whataburger, we make it just like you like it, whenever you like it.
And Trojan football is driven by Hickson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
Exclamation point. Back to live action here at Butch Stoker Stadium, and you're watching halftime, getting ready to get into the some of the stats of that first half. And it's been a lot of Jarvis Newton tonight. We saw Joe Bordelon with a couple of big touchdown passes, and it's been one of those nights if you are the Trojans clicking. Coach Bachmann wanted them to get out and get going early, and in fact, they've done that. Got to clean some things up in the second half, and we'll see. Got those stats coming around. We're going to let you, if you're following along on Facebook, you'll be able to watch that. If not, we're going to send you back for this commercial break. We'll be right back. It's the Halftime Report on LA 103.5.
At Hickson, we know our business is not just selling and servicing cars and trucks. We're a family-owned business that believes in supporting the communities where we live and work. Healthcare, first responders, charity schools, and civic organizations are all a part of our support for Central Louisiana. And as a part of this support, we're proud of our commitment to Alexandria Senior High, its staff, faculty, teachers, coaches, students, and student athletes. We are equally proud of our support and commitment to Coach Bachmann and the Thomas Bachmann Show. When it comes to Ash Trojan spirit, Hickson has it.
Mom, Dad, the magician's here. Magician?
Oh, yeah. Honey, the magician's here.
Oh, right. Can I go watch? Sure.
Hi, Timmy. Are you ready?
Boy, am I.
Okay. See that dirt, grime, and residue?
Yep.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
Wow, amazing.
Senla Power Wash. We offer house washing, shingle roof washing, and commercial washing services. Call 318-446-0838.
This is Ty, loan officer with First South Farm Credit here in Alexandria. Are you in the market for land? Whether it's for hunting, recreation, or a timber tract, you need a lender with experience in financing rural real estate. At First South, we understand what it means to own your own piece of land, whether it's a hunting camp or just a place to get away on the weekend. The best part of my job is seeing our members realize their dreams of land ownership. If you're thinking of buying or refinancing land, call me, Ty Easton, at First South Farm Credit, or visit us at firstsouthland.com.
Security Sporting Goods, proud supporter of all area high school football teams. If you looking for hunting stuff from ammo to camo, they got it all at Security Sporting Goods. They talking about camo brands like Drake, Bandit, and Nomad, handguns, rifles, shotguns, ammo, knives. Security Sporting Goods, Memorial Drive, Alexandria. Proud supporter of area high school football. Catch all the scores, coaches' interviews, and more every Friday night at 10 on LA Friday Night Lights, right here on LA 103.5.
And we're back to JL Butch Stoker Stadium. I am Doug Gann, bringing you some highlights and stats from this first one. Total offense, the Trojans have 212 yards, 82 for Peabody. Ash has only had the ball 22 times. Peabody's had it 32. Trojans going at almost 10-yard per play. Throwing the ball, Trojans only 46 yards tonight, but Bordelon 7 of 10. 4 touchdowns, 7 out of 10, and 4 touchdowns for Joe Bordelon. Caleb Davidson is 1 out of 5 for 5 yards. No touchdowns, no INTs. Rushing the football, the Trojans have done it. 12 carries, 166 yards at 13.8. 27 carries for Peabody, 77 yards, 46 yards receiving. We told you about that. The one fumble, the turnover by the Trojans, is the first one that they've lost, have still yet to punt the football. Time of possession, Peabody's had it 16 and a half minutes. The Trojans have had it right at 7 minutes. 3 of 3 on third downs, and this is one of the big differences. Peabody is 0 of 8 on third down conversions and 0 and 5. 0 for 5. They count the one that was blocked and the ones that they ran and were able to mishandle as fourth down attempts. That's why that's there. Again, we told you Joe 7 of 10, 46 yards and 4 touchdowns. So, quarterback rating through the roof as 7 completions. 4 of those have went to the house. Jarvis Newton, another big game. 9 carries, 153 yards. He's got the 1 touchdown. Chris Gorham's carried it twice for 15 yards himself. T.J. Johnson, 3 catches, 2 touchdowns, just 25 yards, but they've been big ones. Dalen Hammond has added another touchdown. He's got 2 on the season. 2 catches, 12 yards, and a touchdown. Jermaine Minor, 2 catches, 9 yards, and a touchdown. And Mingo has yet to grab one. Jamari Monette leading the way defensively. Abel Peterman 6 for 6 on extra points tonight, and all but 2 of his kickoffs have went into the end zone. One of those was the onside kick. About 6.5 minutes left in halftime as they're going through the homecoming announcement. So they'll take the 3-minute warm-up. So about right at 10 minutes left. We're going to send it back, get a couple of commercials out of the way. We'll be back in 60 seconds. It is the halftime report on LA 103.5.
You're hungry. Your team needs you. You're a fan. You want to be at the top of your fan game, but you need something different. You need fan fuel. At Walk-Ons, we treat every day like game day. We're here all week long feeding fans with delicious, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine made fresh in our from-scratch kitchen. We've got what it takes to fuel fans and the team to victory. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
South MacArthur Service Road in Alexandria.
You've searched, and then finally, you found it. It's perfect, but you don't know if you can afford it, or what your payment will be, or even if you'll be approved. But at shbnet.com, you can pre-qualify for a loan instantly from Southern Heritage Bank and know your mortgage payment, so that perfect house becomes your perfect house. Visit Southern Heritage Bank at shbnet.com. Southern Heritage Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
This is Ask Trojan Football, presented by Hinson Autoplex on LA 103.5.
And we're back to action here, still working our way through halftime. Coach Lott joins us back. And, Coach, you've got some scores from around the way, I believe. Are you okay? You were getting back up the stairs. You know, they told me they were going to put the elevator in next year.
Well,
they've been saying that for the last 5 years.
Yeah, well,
next
I'll
year,
donate
next
some
year.
money just for that, I'll tell you. I don't have them right on handy, but I do know that the halftime scores, Manny was up on Pineville.
Manny and Tioga there.
I mean, it was 22
to 7.
Leesville was up on
Pineville.
Pineville, yeah, it's about the same score at halftime. And that was one other one that I had.
Menard was over at
21-14, I believe it was.
There you go. So that's a look at around what's going on. Coach, I want to talk a little bit about this Ash offense. They seem to continue to click at what they're doing. And Jarvis Newton's ran for 150 yards on 9 carries in the first half.
Yeah, you know, it's a shame that he couldn't play more. You know, that he could just about give it to him every play practically, and he'd probably have 400 or 500 yards if he did that. But you want to spread it around, and down the road, I'm sure the passing game and other parts of the game you want to be able to work on as well.
Well, you know, you missed out on the stats we gave at halftime. Joe is 7 of 10 passing for only 46 yards, but 4 of those completions have went to the house.
Yeah.
So
and it's not been like a long bomb. So
right. It's off and running. The play action is the bootleg is working, giving teams down the road a lot to look at. This team led by Thomas Bachmann, coordinators, offensive coordinator Ben McLaughlin, defensive coordinator Dwayne Severio, and just as talented of a coaching staff as you will find that's in this area. And Coach Bachmann is so proud of them, and he just lets them go and lets them coach. But I can tell you this, they've been chewing on some guys there at halftime, trying to get them to clean things up.
Right, and you know, unfortunately, head coach gets all the credit, but he also gets all the blame. But, you know, it all comes back on your assistant coaches. I don't care what nobody says. That you can tell that by LSU. You know, coach down there had to replace his defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, you know, all that.
Right.
And you know, it lost some players, but still, you could tell the big difference in the squad. And Coach Severio and Coach McLaughlin and all the staff, they've been together for several years now, and they're on the same page, and it's obvious that they got everything going for them.
Speaking of the coaches from Ash, so tomorrow I'll be stepping in play-by-play action for my man Rich Capri. That moves me off the analyst booth and into the play-by-play side of it. And Thomas Bachmann's going to step in and do color commentary for us. And last year when he did it, it was phenomenal. He does a great job. And so the following week, Rich is going to be gone, and I'm going to move into the role of play-by-play, and Ben McLaughlin is going to join me in the booth next Saturday for Louisiana College football. So got some heavyweights that are getting in there. Coach, they're not auditioning for your job now. They're set.
Yeah, well,
so your job is good to go here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They both have a wealth of knowledge, and no doubt they'll do an excellent job. And I certainly wouldn't say that I was anywhere near being able to do what they do.
Well, let me tell you, we get in the first drive of the game, and we're talking to Coach Bachmann, and he's going and he says, you see the X receiver, he makes the DB in the wide, and he's throwing out this technical football talk. And I was like, Coach, I said, they don't know that. I said, you got to let them know, okay, the receiver in the slot is bringing, that's right. And so he uses that as a teaching opportunity, and just great work there by Coach Bachmann last season. So we're excited having him over there tomorrow, and going to be a fun day. Halftime is winding to a close here. They're finishing up homecoming tonight, resetting things. The Trojans will get the football coming out of the half, leading 42-6 in this one. What do they have to come out to do to salt this game away and not come out of it flat?
I think Coach would like to see them come out this second half and get the ball and take it down on a consistent drive, no penalties, execution and everything going well. And then chances are he's going to probably take that first bunch out and work with the second team guys, and hopefully they will play. Now, the defense, they may leave the defense in there because, the kid from Marksville is a definite threat, and he could break one at any minute. So they probably keep the first team defense out there, I would think.
Listening to LSU games, every time they get a sack, they're sponsored by the air conditioning company, and they say it's hard to stop that air conditioning company. I got to believe if we had a sponsorship for Arthur Lavalley, it would be by that same company. He runs like a locomotive.
Yeah, I know the company you're talking about, but they can't give them free sponsorship.
Not at all. Not when we're sponsored by two of those companies throughout the season. So not at all. But needless to say, you get it. Arthur Lavalley runs like a locomotive, and somebody is going to get a steal when they sign him. The only offer he's got is from East Texas Baptist out of the conference that Louisiana College was in last year in D3.
Just a little note here. They still got the festivities going on here, and I'd hate to see it get a delay of game penalty put on Coach Bachmann here because it's running overtime.
It's done run over. They're holding the 3-minute clock.
I tell you from experience, it happened down at Bunkie back when we was coaching. It ran over, and they penalized us. It was about 20-something yards for several delay of games, and our head coach at that time was not real happy about that.
Well, I got to tell you, you
got no control, and you want these people to be recognized, but at the same time, you got to speed it up here a little bit.
You got to do it a little rapidly. And so now you see Principal Ben Arrington ready to announce, and we're going to turn it over to PA announcer. Brianna Washington is the 2021 homecoming queen. And if you're following along with us on Facebook, you see her down there. Congratulations, Brianna Washington. A little bit of pixelation on that camera. That seems to do that for us down there. Got to get that camera worked on just a bit. But congratulations to Brianna Washington, and got to believe they will quickly get this support unit off of the field and get that 3-minute warm-up. But, Coach, you're absolutely right. You're going to more than likely see a penalty flag thrown in this one. Beautiful night here, a standing ovation for Miss Brianna Washington as she is the 2021-22 homecoming queen. Still 3 minutes away. They've started now the clock, Coach. So the warm-up time is what's getting in the way for the Trojans. The coaches not a one of them very excited about what is taking place there. But we're going to get back to live action here in just a few moments. You'll see the Trojans come out just a bit, and they're
Well, that's part of that distraction I was talking about, keys to the game. You know, I know it's an important part in that these young ladies be recognized in all the groups, but at the same time, this is a football game and things need to run on schedule. If this was TV, you know, there's millions of dollars out there that being held up. But they get going here shortly, and I'm sure that we're going to get a delay of game penalty.
Well, the clock's down to 2 minutes. The biggest thing is unable to warm up. You say you don't see Peabody coming out to warm up. The Trojans are just getting their legs loose. We're a minute 55, just about 2 minutes to go until we start the second half. It's been all Ash in this one, 42-6. They take the lead, 77 yards on the ground for Arthur Lavallee and the one touchdown. So impressed again by the running of that young man from Peabody.
Is he a senior, by the way?
He is, yes.
He is a senior?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody needs to take a look at him if they haven't already, I'm sure.
Again, he's got the offer from East Texas Baptist, just not far from here. That, of course, sounds familiar to a lot of you that listen to Louisiana College football on our sister station, 104.3 The Bridge. Of course, know that LC and ETBU play for the Battle of the Border Claw, right, as they recruit a lot of that same area before LC moved back to NAIA and that Sooner Athletic Conference. But take stock in knowing that LC won it in the final contest, and so they've got the Border Claw back in Pineville, and don't know when that rivalry will be able to be renewed. That's certainly what's good with football in this area, and you'd like to see it. Wildcats have a noon start tomorrow, noon kickoff. Pregame will begin at 11:30. You'll find that on our sister station as Ottawa College out of Arizona makes their way in here, and they like to throw the ball around a lot. Should be an interesting game. 30 seconds to go until we get back into live action. Coach, what do you do if you come out with that first possession? You have the ball coming out of the half. What do you go out there and do with it?
I think I'd give it to the running backs and let them go ahead and get his 200-yard game here and maybe throw it a couple of places. Joe's, not, like I say, hadn't had a long throw, so he might air one out the first play. I don't know. But
and Jarvis went 64 yards on the first play that the Trojans had, so he goes for another 100 the rest of the way. He is back deep along with Dalen Hammond. They are set up on the 17, 18-yard line. We've only seen one kick by Peabody, and that was the squib that was there. Judd Barton making it into the house here. What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
How you doing? Good to see you, man. No, we said you were coming up here at halftime, right?
He said final time to come up.
There you go, Jay. The squib kick is recovered here. We're going to let Coach. I'm going to let Judd hop over and we'll see what's been happening with him. Judd Barton joining us, quarterback from last year, now is up playing at Northwestern. And what do you think about seeing your old team light things up this year?
Oh, no, it's good. I mean, they're just carrying the torch, continuing what we had last year. So, I mean, they're off to a great start. They're keeping the ball rolling. As you can see, I mean, they're putting on a show for everybody.
Now, you're up at Northwestern State University, and you guys have a bye this week. Is that right?
That is, yes, sir, we do.
There you go, up there with Cole Johnson. We know that. We talked to him. We're going to continue talking with Judd Barton a little bit here, but the Trojans have the ball, first down and 10. Snap is back to Bordelon. Bordelon gets it to Newton. Newton right up the middle is going to be driven down, but not before he picks up. They'll give him 8 on the play, make it second down and 2. Now, so I saw this video that you did some sports casting on that you sent out about some work that you had done throwing the football. You did a good job on the commentary. I was watching that with Coach Bachmann earlier today. You remember the one. Snap is back to Joe. Jarvis has got it. Jarvis going up the middle. Ball is on the ground, and that's going to be the second fumble of the night, and it looks like Peabody has recovered it, and indeed they have. So tell me a little bit about that video that you had.
Oh, no, just getting back in there. Had Cole in front of me, giving me some snaps. So they put me in, got a couple drives in. First drive ended with a touchdown. Second drive ended with a touchdown. So it just felt good getting back out there again. Too familiar with Cole right there in front of me.
It made things easy, especially out there on the campus of Northwestern State. Well, the last time you were out there, you were in a heavyweight battle with Acadiana for the state championship.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was good. You know, how the way we ended the game, my last throw, I won't speak too much about it, but to get back out there and finally get a completed ball, it felt good to get back out there.
We're talking about the overall battle. You know, one of the things, we were replaying the West Monroe semifinal game, and that's the one where you go off on the big 60-yard run that gets the penalty called on it because you don't remember that one. First down and 10, Peabody's got it. Lavallee back in there in that wild cat formation, bangs around up front, nothing doing there. 42-6. How you adjusting to college life?
It's different. You know, as far as classes go, just try to stay ahead, and you know, you get a lot of time to get your work done and stuff. So, but I mean, we got a busy schedule with football, so it teaches you time management. So, I mean, it's different for sure, but I enjoy it. You know, it's a different routine, but you know, having a routine's good. So,
you keep up. I know you guys do. We'll get back to that in just a moment. 2nd down and 5. Lavallee's got it once again. He'll go up the middle. Trojans grab Holt and are able to bring him down. Just a pickup of maybe 1 or 2. Second down, give it 3rd down and 3. So the texting, you keep up with a lot of the guys from last year?
Oh, as far as players, me and Joe, we text on the week. I always try to send Jarvis or TJ and Dalen. Try to send them a text before the game. You know, just tell them, you know, go ball out, have some fun. It'll fly by. But yeah, as far as coaches, me and Coach Ben, we talk weekly. I send Coach Bachmann a text every now and then, and it's always good coming back down here and seeing the games and talking to the coaches on the sideline. And you know, me and Coach Free, we actually just started texting a little bit more than usual.
3rd down and 2. Peabody's got it. Lavallee bangs around in the middle, but a great presence on the interior line of the Trojans, and that's going to throw Lavallee for a loss. We'll bring up 4th down now and 4. Peabody Warhorse injured and is down, so they'll take a brief timeout. We'll keep it right here. What's the season looking like for you up there? I know it's been a struggle of a start. You guys yet to get into the victory column there. How are things going?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've started off struggling. We just got to get a few things going, some missed assignments, some missed plays, missed execution. But, I mean, we're fine. We got plenty of talent. Just got to get the right guys in there and right guys making plays and staying on their task and doing their job.
There you go, talking to Judd Barton, quarterback last few years for the Trojans, and you see the performance of Joe this year. What do you think about the left-hander?
Oh, I love it. You know, I know TJ and them are excited. They have a guy coming right behind me that can sling it just as good or better. So it's good to see Joe back there having some fun. He enjoys it, I can tell. Had him lined up there at receiver for a little bit.
Snap is back, and that punt is out of their best punt of the night. That one will be brought down at the 35-yard line. Well, Judd, we appreciate you taking the opportunity to come up here into the press box with us. Best of luck to you. We're excited about the future for you up there and looking for big things out of the future quarterback for the Northwestern State Demons.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
There you go. Judd Barton joining us up here. We're going to get back to Coach Ernie Lott. From one college football player to another, Ernie Lott making his way back in here.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I don't forgot how that was.
Man,
we had one bar.
Wow, the grief. Trojans have it 1st down and 10 from the 35. That handoff goes to Newton as he will get it through there. He's going to pick up 5.
Yeah, man, we had real plastic helmets in one bar, so we were good.
Oddly enough, it's normally I'm getting the grief myself, but Coach Lott, the victim of it this time. 42-6, 9:20 to go, 3rd quarter play. Trojans hold Peabody to 3 and out, and they've got it ready to go following the fumble. Dalen Hammond coming in motion. Snap is back to Bordelon. He's rolling to the far side. Throws this one on the run, intended for Mingo, it looks like, and that one goes incomplete.
Joe's still just a little bit off. I don't see how he's throwing off his back foot a little bit, but it's not like he's missing him by a mile. So, you know, and he's rolling out too. So that's a little confusion here by Peabody here.
3rd down and 6. 9:03 to go. 3rd quarter of play. Trojans comfortably in front, 42-6 in this one. Lavallee, the only touchdown for Peabody. The PAT was no good. Snap is back to Joe. He looks one way, unable. He's under pressure. He's got to get out of there now. Being chased, going to turn, square his body up, and chunk this one down the field. Spinning around, unable to make a circus catch was TJ. And goodness. So 4th down and 5, and Joe staying alive, squaring his body, unable to get to TJ, and TJ tweaks just a little bit. And, Coach, 8:51 to go in the 3rd quarter of Game 4, and the Trojans are out to punt for the first time this year.
Yeah, and then
fake it.
That was not two series that Trojans didn't look real good on offense, to be honest. And
this snap is back. Abel Peterman, the punter, puts a foot into this one, and it's high and turns over. Great hang time, bounces around, and impressed with that punt. A little bit of continuation there on the field with a couple of them.
About 30 yards from the line of scrimmage was not bad for his first punt.
Ever. Because you remember Judd punted, as Ash likes to have their quarterbacks punt, going all the way back to Hesney, and before that, the quarterback, usually the sure-handed ones, and they can get that ball out of there. But that was the first non-quarterback to punt for Ash in a long time.
Yeah, and not bad. Like I say, it put the Peabody War Horses on about the 29-yard line, so they got a long field to go. The only thing Coach Bachmann can't be too happy about the offensive part of the second half here. Came out both series, started out pretty good, but then fumbled the football, and then the last series, 2 overthrows, and I heard the offensive coordinator holler at Joe should have run it because he could have picked up the first down, and instead he tried to hit the big bomb.
Lavallee's got the ball under center, goes back to the middle of the field, picks up 2 or 3 on there. They give him a couple of yards out to the 32.
Got a little update. Coach Albritton, he was down at the Avoyelles game between Avoyelles and Bunkie, and the big quarterback from Avoyelles, Bazard, I can't pronounce his name, went down in the first quarter and didn't return. So apparently his injury must be pretty serious, even though Avoyelles is up 20-6.
You
that's a definite.
hate to see that. Indeed you do. Lavallee back at quarterback. He's going to go right up the middle again, stumbling and falling after a pickup of 2. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6. 8 minutes to go, 3rd quarter of play, and a very uneventful second half at best, as for the second week in a row, the Trojans put up 42 in the first half, only gathered 6 in the second half last week at Marksville, and on 2 consecutive drives to start the 3rd quarter, have produced a fumble and a punt. So that offense not really coming out on fire. Davidson back in there now for Peabody. He switches Lavallee from his right to his left. You got 2 receivers to the near side. Davidson back to pass, throwing this one over the middle, and that ball is going to be complete, as an official that was set to call that one takes a dive. Unfortunately, looks like he hopped right up and he's good to go, so very thankful for that. But the result of that play was a first down pass and catch, second completion of the night for Davidson.
That was the umpire. He was trying to get out of the way and kind of tripped and failed, and luckily wasn't injured on the play.
You know, that big long drive for Peabody there in the second quarter, they've been I guess the better of it here in the 3rd quarter, if you will, and marching along.
They're being consistent. They're going with the first and second down with the heavy run with Lavallee, and if they don't get enough for the first down, then they go with the spread on the 3rd down. He picks up about 4 or 5, so they're probably going to stay in the heavy. And just one thing, you're running the clock, and 2, it's picking them up 4 and 5 yards a pop.
Look, from midway through that second, when they switched into this formation, it's been pretty solid groundwork by this Peabody offense. They've got 7 men on the line of scrimmage, 3 blocking backs, and Lavallee running the Wildcat. And right back up the middle he goes. All he needs is a seam, and there he goes. He finds it. Arthur Lavallee to the 10-5 touchdown. Peabody.
they pulled the guard that time and did a little trap play and then led with both the backs up there, and they picked up the linebackers, and there was nobody left in the secondary to make the tackle.
May not have Coach Bachmann for that game tomorrow at LC. He might be practicing.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's not too happy with the performance coming out of the second half. Trojans a little flat, even though they had a 36-point lead here at the halftime, but now the Peabody's taking it right down and scored on them.
And Peabody has been in control here in the third quarter. They recovered the fumble. They held Ash to a punt and now have marched down the field. Arthur Lavallee getting things done. Give him 77 if he goes there. 130 on the night and 2 touchdowns.
Probably going to be the option this side.
Davidson going to keep it and run. He's going to find his way to the end zone in there for the 2-point conversion. It's good. 42-14 back in 60 on LA 103.5. Back to live action here at J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium as it is 42-14 now. Peabody getting a little bit closer in this one.
Offsides by the kicking team. They're going to redo this one. That did get the kick to go through, however, to about the 30-yard line. I don't like to see, I hate to say it, but the Trojans are just kind of milling around out there. And of course, you got a 36-point lead at half. They came out as a little flat. You'd like to see a little more enthusiasm here to start the second half. Hopefully, coaches get them cranked up. I see Coach Averio's got his group in front of the video down there, along with the offensive crew too. So maybe they'll get things straightened out here and come out smoking this next series.
We are just on our Facebook feed right now, trying to get reconnected to our radio. Not sure what's going on there. We'll try to get back connected as the onside kick bounces around. Looks like the Trojans have been able to jump back on it, and they have. Trojans will have it first down and 10 from the 42-yard line, trying to get things connected back with our audio. Bouncing around, seeing what's going on there. So we're going to take you through this one via the Facebook feed. If you were listening on the radio, well, you can't hear me anyway. So joined back with our group that is just over the internet. Bordelon back in there at quarterback. He's got Newton in the backfield, 3 to the top of the screen closest to Peabody. Handoff goes up the middle to Newton. Newton's got it. Newton's.
No, it's
Joe kept it. Joe's going to go all the way to the house, and there's going to be a penalty at the end of the field. What a fake by Joe Bordelon as he carries that one into the house. But I believe it's going to take the touchdown off of the board, as they're going to have, looks like we've regained our feed, so we're good to go. Welcome back our radio crew that was listening in. 42-14 here in this one, and Joe Bordelon just takes it 41 yards to the house, but it's going to come back at the end of the run, the one where Jarvis Newton was at the end of the field, at the end of the run, and made a block in the back. And so they'll go from where the spot of the foul was, which was the 14. So the Trojans will have it on the 24-yard line. Still the first down. The Trojans unaware, thought it went back to the line of scrimmage, but it didn't. So they'll hurry up, and they're used to doing that in their NASCAR offense. We're at the 6-minute mark in the third quarter, wondering if they will take their break here.
Joe would have had his first running touchdown that time had it not been for the block in the back.
What a beautiful ball fake by
Had us fooled.
by Bordelon. And look, I get grief from PA announcer Ronnie Schwartz because he called what we were saying. There now is Newton, and I promise you Newton has it. Buries his head, bangs around, and he's going to be driven out of bounds at the 17. And there is our water break. Going to take it with him. Back after this on LA 103.5.
At Calvary, we love gathering together, whether it's for Bible study or Sunday worship. We believe the study of God's Word is essential for spiritual growth, and the fellowship helps us experience life together. At Calvary, you're part of a family that is part of a local, regional, and global community. Join us Sunday mornings at 9 and 10:30. We would welcome the opportunity to meet you and give you a place to begin again. Calvary, Alexandria. Connect, grow, and begin again.
Mom, Dad, the magician's here. Magician?
Oh, yeah. Honey, the magician's here.
Oh, right. Can I go watch? Sure.
Hi, Timmy. Are you ready?
Boy, am I.
Okay. See that dirt, grime, and residue?
Yep.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
Wow, amazing.
Senla Power Wash. We offer house washing, shingle roof washing, and commercial washing services. Call 318-446-0838.
You know, Coach, as I look over things, seeing the way that Ash has been running their offense, this would be an opportune time if you can get Joe maybe to do a pump fake. That ought to release someone out. And
I think you've been listening in on the coaches on the other side.
I have not. 5:52 to go, third quarter of play. And
let's see,
Joe,
there's a pump fake. Oh, well,
just going
really
down the field,
fake.
got a man wide open, and misses Mingo again. So Joe been overthrowing some of these receivers tonight, Coach.
And it's not like they're really closely covered. He could thrown a duck out there that time, and they had two receivers open, and he missed them both. I don't know which one he was throwing to.
The timing is off, and certainly one of those things. And yes, I will have. We are in close-knit quarters up here, and so that one I was privy to the call. 5:45, I did indeed.
Plus the coaches are hollering pretty loud, and the
Third
door's
down
open.
and 4. Handoff goes up the middle to Newton. Newton to the 15, 10. Bangs around, driven out of bounds at the 7. But another big first down for the Trojans.
You like to see that the Peabody player tapped him on the head. Good job, nice run. You know, that shows good sportsmanship. And they're down, 3 or 4 touchdowns here, yet they recognize a good run. And, of course, he made a good tackle on the play and kept him from scoring.
First and goal for the Trojans. They have the ball at the 7-yard line. 5:36 remaining, third quarter of play. Trojans on top, 42-14, looking to get their first touchdown of the second half. Only scoring in the second half. Only scoring in the second half. 3 and 2 and 1. Now a timeout will be taken by the Trojans to avoid the 5-yard penalty there. And so back to the 25-second clock rather than the 40. And you don't often, Coach, see the Trojans have to take a timeout because the play clock is winding down.
Yeah, I think down that time, just hearing Coach McLaughlin over there next door, he was trying to explain something to the guy on the field, and apparently there was some confusion. It took a lot longer than normal, and they couldn't get lined up. Well, the backs couldn't get lined up exactly where they were supposed to be.
Coming up at the end of this game right here on LA 103.5, we'll have the Trojan wrap-up show, and we'll announce the Advanced Collision Repair Player of the Game. Certainly excited to have those folks on board with us. Proud supporters of Ash Trojan football and sports and Ash in general for years and years. Hannah Johnson and that group at Advanced Collision Repair will be naming our Advanced Collision Repair MVP of the game tonight when this was over. We'll do that in the Trojan wrap-up show right now. Got a lot of football left to go.
Got a quick plug for Hannah. He does a good job. Anytime I got a little something wrong with my vehicle, I can take it over there and they'll fix it up for me. And very, very reasonable charge you.
Joe sends Mingo in motion. He's running around. He's going to be brought down for the first time this year, and he is sacked by a host of, and there's some little fisticuffs going around as Minor and one of the DBs from Peabody were tackled up, and that one there's a flag on the other. There's two flags on the other side of the field, and this thing, like a Super Bowl party, Coach, is getting chippy.
Yeah, and you don't like to see this, and you know, it was even though the Peabody was down a couple, 3 or 4 touchdowns, you know, that was still a pretty clean game. And here in the last couple of series, things have kind of gotten a little ugly.
Indeed,
Not only from the play, but the chippiness, like you're saying.
Saw what was happening over here, and one of the youngsters on the sideline went over and picked up the penalty flag, and he's going to throws it back onto the field. That's just great. And now I think mom or dad or somebody
souvenir there or something.
You're right. And now they're going. There was another one on the backside of the field. Yeah. There are 4 flags on the field right now, and I thought there were only going to be 3 when it was over with. We'll go down to the white hat and try to sort this out. So we've got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Peabody. We've got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Trojans. Those penalties offset. And then another dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Peabody that will be assessed. That one they'll assess. So, Coach, you had 2 of them on the far side and the one on the near side that was Peabody only. So the first 2 offset, and this one will give the Trojans the ball down half the distance to the goal line.
Well, that's you know, coach has got to take charge here and tell the guys to keep your mouth shut, just play the game. And I alluded that in the pregame that, you know,
well,
keep your focus. You know, I don't care what the score is, just play the game and keep your mouth shut.
You're seeing a lot of blocking after the play and things, guys playing after the whistle. You see Coach Bachmann there on your screen talking to one of the officials. If you're following us on our Facebook feed or YouTube or somewhere out there in the world of the internet, we appreciate you there. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. YouTube. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're over on one of our Facebook pages,
easy for you to
make
say.
sure you go up there and like and follow so you can keep up when the Ash Trojans go live with any sporting event. 5:07 to go, third quarter of play. Trojans on top 42-14. Looking to add to this lead and still taking a lot of time to sort this one out.
Coach Hall was talking to the white hat, and then Coach Bachmann was talking to the side judge over here, and whatever's discussed, I think they finally got it squared away. Agree to disagree. Yeah. Just don't want to see anybody get chunked out here.
And it's going to continue because it looks like there's a lot of jawing going on, a lot of scoreboard pointing, and this thing is going to have to get a hold of it. 5:07 to go. Handoff goes to Newton. Newton sweeps to the near side. 10-5, cuts to the middle. Jarvis Newton, touchdown Trojans. And Newton in for his second touchdown of the game, give him 12 on the year. 48-14 now. The Trojans have the lead as we play with 5 minutes to go third quarter.
Just a block down by the tight end and hook the defensive end, and there was nothing left but the corner. And, of course, Jarvis faked him and ran on into the end zone. So they could run that play just about any time they want, I think.
Jarvis atones from that earlier fumble that he had. I believe he has both the fumbles on the night. Does Newton. 5 minutes even. Snap is back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 49-14. Back after this from Lower Power.
Lower Power Sports Parts Department has the parts and accessories you need to keep your engines running. With 12,000 square feet and over 100,000 part numbers in stock, we strive to have what you're looking for at the lower price, whether it's blades, bars, batteries, or tires. Our friendly parts associates are here to help in store, over the phone, or online at lowerpowersports.com. Shop local, pay the lower price at Lower Power Sports on Coliseum Boulevard in Alexandria.
You've searched and then finally you found it. It's perfect, but you don't know if you can afford it, or what your payment will be, or even if you'll be approved. But at shbnet.com, you can pre-qualify for a loan instantly from Southern Heritage Bank and know your mortgage payment, so that perfect house becomes your perfect house. Visit Southern Heritage Bank at shbnet.com. Southern Heritage Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Back to live action, J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium, 49-14. Trojans with the lead. Jarvis Newton with his second touchdown of the game. He atones for his fumble that was made on the first drive of the third quarter. And Doug Gann alongside Ernie Lott bringing you Ash Trojan football. Reminder, next week's game will be on Thursday night. That pushes the Thomas Bachmann Show up to Tuesday night. It'll still be at 7 o'clock out at Walk-Ons. But 49-14 on this homecoming night. Abel Peterman getting ready to put a foot into this one and hoping that this thing, the chippiness and the jawing is gone from this game. Peterman kicks this one, and it is going to find itself 1 yard shy of the end zone. And running it out, the Warhorse Special Teams unit. But, wow, getting out there and continuing to run and battling. I asked Abel on the show 2 weeks ago, what was your drive to set up where you get the ball into the end zone every time? I said, is it field position? Is it confidence? Is it momentum? He says, I don't want to tackle anybody. I said, honesty is the key. Special young man, Abel Peterman, talked to us in kicking. Coach, you would enjoy sitting down and talking to that young man.
Sounds like my kind of guy. He's a smart fellow there. You know, no sense getting hit when you don't have to.
He said, I just don't want to have to tackle anybody, so I kick it in the end zone. 4:49 to go. Trojans on top, 49-14.
Once again, we got a penalty on the Trojans. I think probably a face mask or a personal foul.
Update I saw earlier from that Tioga Manny game. It had been 22-7 at half, and then Manny explodes and goes up 46-7. 46-7 in that 42-14. 42-14 in that one. Back in that heavy set, Lavallee's got it. He scored the last time he had the ball. 46-7, Manny with the lead over Tioga in a game that was 22-7. 49-14 is our score. We'll see if we can get something from Leesville and Pineville and perhaps the Menard game.
You're talking about that's a 2A team playing a 4A squad, so you know they got some athletes up there at Manning.
Second down and 8 for the Warhorses from their own 33-yard line. Lavallee's got it, and this time the defensive line making some things happen, but Lavallee continues to spin and churn and bang around and get yards. And I'm telling you, just everything you've heard about Arthur Lavallee is correct, Coach. He just runs with the best of them in this region, and I got to believe in the state.
And he's not that big a guy, but I tell you what, he runs like he weighs about 235 pounds. He looks like a Earl Campbell, except he don't have the size. That's kind of running he's doing.
All muscle. I think he's 5'10" is what I saw on there from Lavallee. No, 5'5" and 180.
Yeah.
And just a bowling ball back there. Third down and 2. He's back in the Wildcat, and you're going to see a delay of game penalty that is called. So, again, that's where you back yourself up. 3rd and 3, you like your chances a little bit, but now going back to 3rd and 8, we'll see what happens.
I got a surprising updated score here. If that's correct, Pineville's up on Leesville 28-17 in the fourth quarter.
That would be a big-time score out of Pineville.
Let's see if I can get a Menard score here.
3:22 to go, third quarter of play. 49-14, continuously getting updates. We appreciate those folks that are following along and commenting. It's good to see everybody that is on our Facebook feed here at LA 103.5, or if you found us somewhere else out there.
21-14 Menard over Lakeview.
There you go. The Cenla teams are taking care of some business. 3rd down and 8. Now, following that delay of game penalty, Lavallee's got it and right up the middle. But the defensive line now, he's going to bounce to the outside. But great pressure by the Trojans. 17, Josh Marie. Josh Marie just sprinting up out of that safety spot to come up and make the tackle. Jamari Monette lost a helmet, so he's going to have to come off.
Tell you what, I'm impressed with the Peabody offensive line. They're standing the Trojan defensive front up there. They anytime you can get it under the pad level, and they're moving them back 3 or 4 yards, something that we haven't seen much of this year.
This is Amarion Mingo now deep back to receive this one. He stands at the Trojan 35-yard line with 2:40 to go, 3rd quarter. This one is quickly kicked out of there. Mingo's going to come up field at the 44. He's at the 50 now, midfield, trying to spin around, but great special teams work by the Warhorses there, because it looked like Mingo was going to be able to off to the races. But if you're T.J. Johnson, coach, you're like, where's the punt when I've been back here the whole time?
Yeah, well, at least you got an opportunity to field one, and you always need a backup to a receiver if you have to have one, and that was a good thing. Mingo was out there to get a little practice, I guess you could say.
Trojans have been outscored.
Looks like we're subbing a few guys in.
Trojans outscored 8-7 here in this 3rd quarter and in this 2nd half. Indeed, Chris Gorham is in at running back. Harrington now the H-back, set off to the left side of Joe. He's got a receiver near and to the top. Gorham gets it. Now Gorham goes at the middle. He's cutting to the inside. Going to be spun around, but not before he gets 15 yards and a big 1st down. And the senior Chris Gorham, just a hard-nosed runner for this Trojan team, giving Jarvis Newton a little bit of a break. Good to see Zach Grovning back in there. You remember he was shaken up a little in the game last week against Marksville, practiced all week with a big brace. He and Abel Peterman both tweaked a little, but now they're back in there ready to go. Have played well this game. Joe's got it looking to pass. That's a quick hitter. Out to Mingo, complete to the 30, and he's going to be brought down following a pickup of 5.
Got hammered pretty good after the catch there. The inside linebacker stuck it right into his face, but he's a little slow getting up. He kind of come to the sideline and said, that was a pretty good lick there.
49-14, the Trojans have the lead. Remember, coming up at the end of this game or at 10 o'clock, depending on where we're at. Sometimes we've started late on the Southern Heritage Bank LA Friday Night Lights. But we've got some football left to go in there, looking to blitz as Peabody bringing everybody. The handoff is to Gorham. He's just got to get to the outside. Does not do it. And the run blitz employed by the Peabody defense, you almost got to check out of that one, Coach.
Yeah, well, and I think we had a missed block that time. The coach is over here screaming in somebody's ear that had a missed block.
You had the call right as
if he'd have made the corner, he would.
That's interesting. Look, the Peabody fans have their lights on their phones up for this 3rd down, shaking them around. What a great shot that is. If we can get that on our camera, that's pretty neat to see. 3rd down.
Looks like a concert, huh?
3rd down and 7. That's just I love high school football. 3rd down and 7 from the 32. 49-14. Trojans have the lead. Gorham back there running back with Joe. And the second timeout due to a play clock that was running down by the Trojans. And, Coach, they've used their second timeout here in the 3rd quarter alone. And this is, you're up 49-14 in a game, and you're going to cruise to 4-0. But it's just been one of the not really the most attractive games that we've seen out of the Trojans this year.
Not after coming out the second half and then not looking very sharp at all. Offensively, defensively, fairly good, and they've stopped the Peabody except for that one drive.
It goes all the way back to the time where I saw things kind of change just a little bit. They brought in the Mingo at the quarterback position to run that package, had to call a timeout, and then weren't able to get the player, had the fumble on it, the snap that hit the center's leg, and just it might have messed up the mojo a little bit.
And then the running back fumbled on the next series. Second time he's fumbled, and that gave Peabody the ball back. So offensively, like I say, the focus has not been maintained in the second half. They came out pretty focused in the first half, but it's deteriorated pretty badly in the second half. You hate to see that, but maybe they'll get back on track, hopefully, in this next quarter.
There's 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Joe looking deep, throws this one off his back foot. Got Mingo. Mingo adjusts to it, catches the ball, and it's touchdown. Trojans, touchdown, Amirian Mingo.
Had
that
two
one
defenders
goes
right there, and they caught it between the two of them.
That one goes 31 yards from Joe Bordelon to Amirian Mingo. And Joe throws it off his back foot, throws it high, and it almost looked like the defenders didn't see the ball coming.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Hail Mary almost, and both defenders, I guess, never saw the ball, and Mingo made a nice falling down catch on his back.
29 seconds to go, third quarter of play, 55 now for the Trojans, 14 for Peabody.
You got to give the Warhorses credit now. They have not quit. I haven't seen any quit.
Bobbled that snap around, and it's on the ground, so that's going to be a missed PAT. Score remains 55-14. Back after this quick 30-second timeout from walk-ons.
You're hungry. Your team needs you. You're a fan. You want to be at the top of your fan game, but you need something different. You need fan fuel. At Walk-Ons, we treat every day like game day. We're here all week long feeding fans with delicious, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine made fresh in our from-scratch kitchen. We've got what it takes to fuel fans and the team to victory. Walk-Ons. It's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
South MacArthur Service Road in Alexandria.
At Hickson, we know our business is not just selling and servicing cars and trucks. We're a family-owned business that believes in supporting the communities where we live and work. Healthcare, first responders, charity schools, and civic organizations are all a part of our support for Central Louisiana. And as a part of this support, we're proud of our commitment to Alexandria Senior High, its staff, faculty, teachers, coaches, students, and student-athletes. We are equally proud of our support and commitment to Coach Bachmann and the Thomas Bachmann Show. When it comes to Ash Trojan spirit, Hickson has it.
Big thanks out to Dallas Hickson and that group for sponsoring Ash Trojan football and the Thomas Bachmann Show. 55-14, Coach. And, as much as I don't like moral victories, I don't like ugly wins. This is going to be a big win, but the Trojans have a lot to work on. Abel Peterman getting ready to put a foot into this one, drives this one back and deep and going to find its way into the end zone for the touchback, and Peabody will take over 1st and 10 from their 20 and expect another heavy dose of Arthur Lavallee.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Bachmann is not going to be real happy about the third quarter play. Need to clean up some things, and we've kind of lost focus in the third quarter. I see he's substituting a few of the second-team guys out there on the defensive front, but you got to give Peabody credit. There's no quitting. I'm definitely impressed with Lavallee's running ability. He's running hard.
And look, that big offensive line, they're blocking for him.
Oh, yeah, they're pushing the front back, and that's the first time I've seen the Trojan defensive front get moved off the line of scrimmage like they did a couple of plays.
In their defense, though, you got 7 guys along the front line, and then you got the 3 blocking backs that are also – you got 10 guys going against that offensive line, and Peabody in just
and they're not
run
small
the
guys
ball fashion.
either.
Oh, no, not at all.
You got about – go ahead, I'm
27 seconds to go here, third quarter play. Lavallee has it. He's running around now, kicking to the outside, going to be brought down in the backfield. Josh Marie coming up once again, making another big play. He comes up out of that safety spot, Coach.
Yeah, but I still don't like the dancing around there. He made a good play, but where was he on a couple of other plays where he got run over,
That's going to do it for the third quarter of play. We'll have some scores. We'll be right back to start the fourth quarter right after this from First South Farm Credit.
This is Nikki Chandler, loan officer with First South Farm Credit here in Alexandria. Are you looking for land out in the country to build your dream home? Then you need a lender who specializes in financing rural land. At First South, we've helped so many of our members who wanted to buy that small tract of land away from the city. As your loan officer, I'm there from application all the way to the closing table. Building that relationship is the best part of what we do. If you're thinking of buying or refinancing land, call me, Nikki Chandler, at First South Farm Credit, or visit us at firstsouthland.com.
Back to live action here. It is
final
55-14, and the score from Buckeye and Bolton. That game ends 19-12. 19-12, Buckeye with the victory over Mark Teague and that Bolton team. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter of play. And it is Peabody with the ball back at their 20, and they have been there most of the night when Abel Peterman has been kicking the football.
Now they're actually putting it on the 18.
They're going to move it back to the 18 from the play where Lavallee lost the 2 yards. Right. So they've been around this 20-yard line, the bulk of it. Now you've got Davidson back in at quarterback, the junior quarterback, and he's just a big, solid quarterback that's back there. 2 receivers to the near side, to the top. Lavallee flanked off to the left side of Davidson as they move left to right from Jackson Street. Quick little bubble screen and great blocking downfield, but coming up making a big-time stop is, we'll see if that was...
Looks like number 8.
It's either 9 or 6.
Turn around there.
Yeah, that's number 9. That's John Parrish. John Parrish coming up and making that stop. 3rd down and 10. Just underway here, fourth quarter. Trojans well in command. 3rd and 10, back to the original line of scrimmage, the 20. They will stay with 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the near side, do the Warhorses. Davidson in there at quarterback from the shotgun as Lavallee flanked left.
The Lavallee on a flare. There
and they've got it, and he just misses that one. Ball is ruled incomplete there. An
sure
opportunity
like
for a backwards pass, but it's going to be 4th down. Everybody in the press box thought that perhaps it was behind the runner when it was thrown, behind the quarterback when it was thrown. But here comes Peabody set to punt this one away. Mingo had a little bit of return. The first one that was returned all night. Mingo now stands at the 42, if that is Mingo. It may not be. He's just to the side of us. Trying to see if I see him on the sideline. Last time we were out there, it was the sophomore Marion Mingo that was back deep to receive. He stands at the 46-yard line. Snap is back. Kick is into the line of scrimmage. Looked like it off somebody's head. That is not Mingo. It is not. And we'll get, that's number.
Look like a face mask right there.
80 for the Trojans that's out there.
Saw that one up here, but I guess they missed it on the sideline. That's old officials die hard. I mean, I used to be one on the sideline.
Darius Washington, the freshman running back, had that one.
Got the second team bunch coming out here getting a little PT time.
10:57 to go in this ball game. Bradley Wilson now in there at quarterback.
Try to get you some of these names and numbers of these youngsters getting an opportunity to play. Of course, I can't see.
Bradley Wilson has 2 touchdown passes on the season. That snap rolls back. Bradley able to roll in there, and that was probably an inopportune time to fall underneath those 2 big, heavy defensive linemen and a little bit shaken up as Bradley. But he hops right up and gets back in it.
I think I'd have a talk with my center on that one after I had to get pounded when center didn't get it back to him. And
J.T. Lindsey in there at running back. Also, I see coming in Leighton Smith. J.T. Lindsey going to be a dominant running back before his time is up at Ash, just the freshman. Snap is back. Lindsey's got it. Lindsey trying to get to the outside. Puts his head down, bangs around. Penalty flag comes in. Looks like it's going to be in the area of holding.
Yeah, I think the wide receiver got caught with his hand in the defensive man's shirt.
Out there also is Eric Jones. We saw Eric Jones go to the house. Don't forget, Coach, we're going to have the Whataburger What a Play of the game. Also, our MVP tonight we will name, and that is courtesy of Advanced Collision Repair. We will do that in the Trojan wrap-up show. Coming up at the conclusion of this game, it looks like we'll join Jeff Aiken for the Southern Heritage Bank LA Friday Night Lights back in the studio. Trying to get the last runner off of the field. Bradley Wilson is facing 2nd down and 25 The handoff goes to Lindsey in the backfield, trying to get to the near side, and he's just going to bang around up there, get to the 42-yard line of Peabody.
Got a lot of numbers coming in that we don't have names for. Number 88 checked in, and we don't have a name on number 88. Trying to pick out some of these guys.
Jimmy Duncan has made his way into the game. He is back there at running back. Another one of those freshman coaches that they're very, very high on. 9:52 remaining in this one. Trojans in command and on top 55-14.
Got number 75, Gonzalez, in at one of the linemen. I've got his number and name.
Bradley can certainly throw the football in there at quarterback. Snap is back, going over the top, looking for Eric Jones, and that ball is in and out of the hands. And those two hooked up for a touchdown last week. That one was in and out of the hands of Eric Jones, the junior wide receiver. And the Trojans, for the second time tonight, will bring out their punting unit with Abel Peterman.
He was a little bit short and underthrown that time, and the defensive man was able to recover and kind of knocked it out of the receiver's hands. But still, he had him open for a second there. Yeah, we got everybody. We're trying to get the right number on the field here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we got him.
Just got a 9:24 to go in this one. The snap is back. Peterman puts a foot into this one, and it is going to be high and a chance to pull it down. And what a great play down on the goal line by number 22, Chris Gorham, that just feels that like a hot shot third baseman.
I tell you what,
ball skipped up to
that
him.
was a pro-type move you saw right there, man. He caught it before it went in the end zone.
Chris Gorham got our Whataburger What a Play of the game last week with his big 61-yard run. And that's a contender right there on that. That was just great to see. Coach, do you have a couple of plays that you're thinking about for that Whataburger What a Play?
Gosh, there's been several nice runs. Nice catch by Mingo falling down in the end zone. There's several. The long run by running back
Newton that had the long run back.
Jarvis Newton. I don't know. We have to put our heads together here in a minute. We've got a lot of backups here in defense now.
Also going to name our Advanced Collision Repair MVP of this game, and that one might not be as difficult to name. Back near the end line is Davidson under center, turns and hands the ball off. Got to get out of the end zone. That is the running back for Peabody, looks to be.
Is that Lavallee?
No, that's a new running back that's in there. That looks to be number 7, is it?
It's 7 or 3.
Or 2, or that's Zach Carter, it looks like, maybe. Or
his numbers kind of folded up. It's even hard for me to see. And I don't have very good eyes anyway.
8:50 to go here in this one.
I think Coach Hall has put some of his sub guys in it, the running backs and receiver positions to.
Working on the future is what both of these teams are doing in here now. Second down, following that pickup of 4 yards, 2nd down and 6 from the 5-yard line. Handoff is there, twisting around, making some men miss, and that's a Peabody first down. Number 7 indeed is who is there, and we don't have 7 listed on the roster, and I hate that, but we don't have him. We don't have him on here. 8:19 and counting in this one. Trojans looking to wrap this one up, and they make a big trip to face the number 1 team in 3A in the state of Mississippi. Probably one of the best running backs in the state. We'll talk about him on our show on Tuesday night. Right now, they're looking to run off the last 8 minutes of this one. Peabody's got it first down and 10 from their own 13-yard line. Stepping back, the handoff is there, cutting around to the middle, making a couple of men miss, but coming up and making a finishing play. There is number 8, Coach, and you talked about him a little bit earlier. That is Taquan Frazier, the junior DB, and that is 5 that ran the ball. Is that what?
5 or 3, I can't tell.
Yeah, the way they've got their jerseys, I think that's Zach Carter that's in there running that one. But picks up 6 and make it 2nd down and 4. That's number 2. That is Going to be Zach. Yeah, that's Zach Carter that's running the football for Peabody. Toss goes back. He bobbles it around, but does a good job of gathering that one in, and now is going to be dropped for a loss.
Dropped for a loss by a host of defenders for the Trojans.
If you say I heard a beep beep.
Getting reconnected with our setup. Still haven't made it back to that yet. We had this same issue a little earlier. So we'll stay live for our Facebook feed and wherever you're watching us throughout the internet. 6 minutes, 33 seconds to go.
Both teams getting a lot of subs in tonight, in this fourth quarter, getting some playing time for the youngsters here. Peabody and, of course, quarterback still #1 quarterback in there for the Warhorses. And Peabody looks like called a timeout.
Well, that
here.
may be that's a timeout. We're going to take that with him. We'll be right back.
Ready for some crazy good food? Head over to Checkers with your Ash ticket stub.
Back to live action here. Trying to get us back there. We know we have our internet feed with 6:11 to go in this one. We believe we've lost our radio feed. 6:11 to go here. Fourth quarter of play. Final. You're going to be able to pick up the LA Friday Night Light Show coming to the near side. It's Peabody getting there, and there's going to be a hold, it appears, towards the tail end of the play.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 9. I think he had the first down picked up, but I believe they got holding downfield, so that's going to bring the Peabody Warhorses back to be 3rd down and play it again.
Welcome back our radio audience that has made it back. Peabody was picking up what an apparent pickup of a first down, and a penalty flag towards the tail end of it is going to move them back. That's going to make it repeating 3rd down. Will be 3rd down, and it moves it back to the 12-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 15 roughly on there. 6:02 to go here in this one. Ash on top, 55-14.
And like we told the audience, and now we're taking a water hydration break.
We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Lower Power Sports Parts Department has the parts and accessories you need to keep your engines running. With 12,000 square feet and over 100,000 part numbers in stock, we strive to have what you're looking for at the lower price, whether it's blades, bars, batteries, or tires. Our friendly parts associates are here to help in store, over the phone, or online at lowerpowersports.com. Shop local. Pay the lower price at Lower Power Sports on Coliseum Boulevard in Alexandria.
So, your transmission is kaput. Time to get a new or new-to-you vehicle? Wrong. Certified Transmission can fix your transmission problem and preserve your investment in your vehicle. Certified Transmission will also save you the hassle of trying to find a good vehicle that you can afford without a good trade-in, because most car dealers are not going to want to accept your vehicle in trade. So having Certified Transmission fix your vehicle transmission on the Monroe Highway in Ball.
Back to live action, finishing things up in this one. That was the 6-minute hydration break. Back to pass are the Warhorses. That one is caught over the middle on a big-time pass and catch. All the way out to the 44-yard line, 45-yard line they'll give them. And Peabody looks to get up to the line of scrimmage.
Goes like number 14 on the Terry
Peabody has been very solid here in this second half. Terry Hullaby, the wide receiver, also plays some cornerback for the Warhorses. 5:48 and counting. 55-14. here. Don't forget, and there's going to be another timeout. That timeout is taken by the Trojans. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back right after this.
Ma'am, the doctor will see you now.
I can't see the doctor.
No, the doctor's right here. He's ready to see.
No. You don't understand. Are you hearing me? I'm telling you, I can't see the doctor.
Don't let it come to this.
Louisiana Eye and Laser Center. Come visit us at one of our 13 locations or look us up online. Did you know BK Distributors have the fastest signs in town? They have signs for everything. If you're in need of signs or banners for your political campaign, your business, or just for that family reunion, BK Distributors has it all with outstanding quality, fast turnaround, and the best prices in town. If you've been looking for the right place to handle your signage needs, well, here's your sign. Call Scott today, 318-442-2246, and let him help you. BK Distributors, Highway 28 East in Pineville, behind Arby's.
Back to J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. I am Doug Gann alongside of Ernie Lott. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's contest. Now, next week is going to be the big road game. We go to Winona, Mississippi to play the Tigers on Thursday night. Back to pass. Davidson over the middle again. Same play, same result. Completion heading down to the end zone, stumbling. Going to be stopped at the 10-yard line. But, Coach, I'm telling you, that little pitch and catch has been pretty solid the last couple of plays.
And he put it on a rope there to number 14 again on a post pattern.
That's Hullaby.
Nothing wrong with the pass. I mean, he zinged it about 35, 40 yards in the air. Nice catch and run. Just couldn't quite keep his balance or he would have had a touchdown.
Peabody on the move now, looking for their third score of the game. Very valiant effort out of these War Horses tonight. Very impressed with the way. And, you know, after the couple of penalties that were there in the third quarter, you haven't really seen a lot of it. So the game got cleaned up, and that's good to see.
Well, and Coach Hall, there's no quitting these Peabody War Horses, and you're glad to see that. And plus, they're going to pick up some serious power points. And then I'm sure when they get into district, they'll make the playoffs. And they get in their classification, they're going to have a good shot at making the playoffs and going a little further in the season.
Well, they have battled arguably one of the strongest teams in the state. And Coach Bachmann, we talked to him a little earlier. He just was not happy with the way they practiced this week and not going to be real excited about getting out of here with a big victory, but not as clean as he would have liked. There goes a handoff right up the middle, spinning around, making a man miss to the 5, to the 3 now for Peabody, down to the 1.
It was a nice stop by the big lineman for Peabody. Otherwise, I think he would have scored. He ran into his big tackle there and kept him from getting in the end zone. But like you said, I'm sure Coach Bachmann is like I used to be. I hated homecoming week because of all the distractions and worried about what tux they was going to wear and what girl they were going to take to the dance and all that sort of stuff. And sometimes the kids don't get quite as focused as they should be.
Well, they've got 3:52 to wrap up and have this one. That just shows the ability that they've got. There's a handoff up the middle, going to get into the end zone, and that's a touchdown for the War Horses. Their third of the night, 55-20 now in this one. Onside kick you expect perhaps coming following this 2-point conversion attempt by the War Horses. Coming up after our ball game at 10 o'clock is the Southern Heritage Bank LA Friday Night Lights. You'll be able to hear from a couple of the coaches around the league. Jeff is going to get us started with scores and highlights, going to try to get out of this traffic and make my way back there. Hopefully can make it back there by 10:30 or so. 3:40 to go in this one.
Going for 2. And he's wide open on the flare.
Wide open out of the frame. Just missed him, did Davidson. And that's going to be incomplete. PAT no good. 55-20. Back in 30 after this word from our sponsor.
At Calvary, we love gathering together, whether it's for Bible study or Sunday worship. We believe the study of God's Word is essential for spiritual growth, and the fellowship helps us experience life together. At Calvary, you're part of a family that is part of a local, regional, and global community. Join us Sunday mornings at 9 and 10:30. We would welcome the opportunity to meet you and give you a place to begin again. Calvary, Alexandria. Connect, grow, and begin again.
Need a quick tow?
Sadler's Towing needs many of its clients by accident. The first time. The second time, their clients call because of the fair price and great service that they previously received. If you need a tow, light-duty winching, you're locked out of your vehicle, or just need a jump start, Sadler's Towing is ready to handle your situation. Sadler's Towing is available 24/7, including Christmas and New Year's Eve. Put their number in your cell phone today, 447-7235. Again, that's 447-7235. Sadler's Towing, Alexandria, Louisiana.
Back to J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium, 55-20. We expect the onside kick coming here as Peabody is really gaining some momentum at the end of this game. The outcome is not in doubt in this one. That's the kind of a sky kick's going to make its way back. Pulled in at the 30, 35, now 40. Out to the 45, breaking to the outside near midfield, where the Trojans will have it at the 48-yard line.
Both teams look like they had they got all the youngsters out there on the kicking team, receiving team. The Trojans, I don't know if you were watching on the film a while ago, they lined up on the wrong side of the 50 and had to go to the other way. So you know we had the newbies out there then.
You got the young ones, but Coach, the only way to get experience is to get experience.
That's it. And every one of these guys are new ones. They got some, don't know if they're supposed to be out there or not. Coaches are trying to get them on as many as possible. Got
and
an
now
extra
there's
one.
too many extra. There were 2 extra out there, and Peabody is going to take a timeout. Going to take it with them. We'll be right back. Finish this one up on LA 103.5.
Security Sporting Goods, proud supporter of all area high school football teams. If you're looking for hunting stuff from ammo to camo, they got it all at Security Sporting Goods. They talking about camo brands like Drake, Bandit, and Nomad, handguns, rifles, shotguns, ammo, knives. Security Sporting Goods, Memorial Drive, Alexandria. Proud supporter of area high school football.
Getting some scores in here now as we're trying to wrap things up.
Grant's getting beat by Beauchene.
Grant's losing to Beauchene.
32-22.
And Grant usually putting some points on the board. Menard big over Lakeview tonight, 56-14. Not sure if that game has gone final yet. Yes, it has. So a big victory, 1 on the season for Justin Charles and that Menard Eagle team. So hopefully we'll be able to get him tonight and speak with him some. Penalty flag beforehand is going to be Coach offsides.
Yeah, that's what they called. Somebody must have lined up in the neutral zone. They didn't get the ball snapped, so they got, like I say, Peabody's got all their new guys out there on the defense, and we got our new guys on offense. So it's probably going to be a little sloppy here for the next 2 minutes and 28 seconds.
I've been impressed with the quarterback play of Bradley Wilson, the sophomore quarterback that's in there now, number 13. Calls for the ball. This is a handoff right up the middle. We'll see if it's Lindsey. If it's, we'll have to check and see if it's 20 or 23.
Looks like 23. Couldn't tell, but he's got quick feet, whoever he is.
If it's 23, it's Jimmy Duncan that's in there. Duncan on the carry for the Trojan. Picks up the first down, and 2 minutes, 4 seconds to go until we wrap this one up. Trojans going a little bit of hurry up, but not really trying to do anything but getting those youngsters some work. Peabody all on the line of scrimmage. They've got 10 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage trying to get the run. And what happens to you, if you get through that initial line, you've got a shot at it. But getting through the line is difficult. Don't forget, coming up at the end of this one, we've got the Whataburger What a Play of the Game. And we're going to award our Advanced Collision Repair Player of the Game. Advanced Collision Repair out in Pineville there, just past Pineville High School if you're coming from Alexandria. Great job by Hannah Johnsaw and family and all of the support that they give to the Ash Trojans. High snap to Wilson. Handoffs up the middle.
Number
that is
20.
going to be, is that Lindsey? Is that 20?
Number 20.
Rotating running backs in and out of there now. Trojans with 1 minute, 60 seconds even to go in this one, and the youngsters trying to get something. Now Duncan is in the game at running back number 20. First down and 10, 55-20, under a minute to go here. One receiver to the top, one to the near side. Duncan, the running back, and 10 seconds on the play clock. Snap is back, and That play was messed up, and Bradley's going to get around and would have went into the end zone, but an illegal shift.
Yeah, we had everybody moving, backs were moving, linemen were moving, and had one of the tackles look over here to see what the play was from the sideline right before the snap. So
everybody was
trying to get a play in.
Don't forget, coming up, it is the Southern Heritage Bank LA Friday Night Lights. You'll get scores in the studio right here. Keep it right here. And
Coach Bachmann, I think, said hold it up. All right, now he's going to make it run.
6
last
seconds
play.
and 5, and that's going to wrap things up here from Homecoming 2021. Your Trojans are victorious. We'll be right back after this for the Trojan Wrap-Up Show on LA 103.5.
Did you know BK Distributors have the fastest signs in town? They have signs for everything. If you're in need of signs or banners for your political campaign, your business, or just for that family reunion, BK Distributors has it all with outstanding quality, fast turnaround, and the best prices in town. If you've been looking for the right place to handle your signage needs, well, here's your sign. Call Scott today, 318-442-2246, and let him help you. BK Distributors, Highway 28 East in Pineville, behind Arby's. Catch all the scores, coaches' interviews, and more every Friday night at 10 on LA Friday Night Lights, right here on LA 103.5.
Back to wrap things up, it is the Trojan Wrap-Up Show. I am Doug Gann alongside of Ernie Lott. 55-20. This one goes for the Trojans and moves them to 4-0. Start working on week 5, the final week of non-district play. And, Coach, it's going to be a big one. They travel to Winona, Mississippi to face the number 1 ranked Winona Tigers in that one. And you'll see one of the most explosive running backs. A battle of some pretty solid running backs, but that's next week. We're going to wrap up this week. Big night for Jarvis Newton on the ground. Joe had an opportunity to have a really big night, had a decent night, was 7 of 10 in the first half with 4 touchdowns. But I think the ones he missed could have went to the house as well.
Yeah, there was a couple of times he should have been caught, and then a couple of times he just overthrew the receiver. But overall, not a bad performance, except for the third quarter. And I think Coach Bachmann will work on that one, especially with the big team they got coming up this week. They're going to have to be much sharper than they were tonight.
We want to thank all of our sponsors. Whataburger is the sponsor of our What a Play of the game, and all of us looked at each other when Marion Mingo turns around in the air, falling back into the end zone and makes that catch and said, wow, what a play.
Between 2 defenders, no less.
Yeah, and so Joe puts the ball right where only Marion could get it, gets up, spins around, comes back down with us, and that reception is our Whataburger What a Play of the night. Now, that turns things to the Advanced Collision Repair MVP of the night. Could have went to a lot of people. Joe has 4 touchdown passes in the first half, but missed on a few of the passes, Coach, that thought perhaps could have been there. But setting the tone early on, Jamari Monette had the block of the punt. I think he fell on it himself, but was just a monster from that interior defensive line side. So our Advanced Collision Repair defense or player of the game is number 5, senior Jamari Monette.
Sounds like a winner to me.
There you go. Big things next week. Thursday night is our game. That means Tuesday night we will be at Walk-Ons for the Thomas Bachmann Show. You still get 2 coaches' shows that night as the one on Buckets. The Kevin Cook Show is live from Buckets. That one's at 6. We'll follow right here on LA 103.5. That's going to wrap things up for us tonight. Again, the Ash Trojans victorious 55-20 there. Want to thank all of the crew that made this thing possible. We had D-Lo, Darryl Brown down on the field providing the camera work there. Our man Roger Walker looking dapper as ever. Told him to watch the guy in the white hat. He says, I am the guy in the white hat. Looking good up there. Some other guy in the press box running the camera here. Thanks now. Jared King, Chief King, will always be the chief. was up here running the camera for us. Didn't break it tonight, so that's a record. 1 consecutive games without breaking our camera. Want to thank him for that. And look, there's not many people that I could give that much grief to that would take that. Our executive producer, Chuck Perkins, he gets his fair share of abuse. He's been in control of all the graphics that you've seen, the scoreboard, the camera angles and all of that, just putting all of it together to make ourselves sound good. And the school board, big shout out to the school board for getting the internet working up and allowing us to bring this to you. My partner in crime up here, Ernie Lott, who's been around football 65, 70 years, I gotta believe it is there.
That hurt.
That's tough, isn't it? Wow. But guys, we could not do a bit of this without God smiling down on us and blessing what we do. So I thank him for allowing us to do what we love. Just one more time, tune in tomorrow for Louisiana College football on our sister station, 104.3 The Bridge. Pregame is at 11:30. Kickoff will be at noon in that one. Come out and see us. Guys, for all of everybody that put this thing together, thank you for joining us. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all and good night. Butch Stoker Stadium, Ash 55, Peabody 20, LA 103.5.
Ash Trojan Football, presented by Hickson Autoplex, has been brought to you in part by Walk-Ons, Sadler's Towing, Wallace Eye Associates, Whataburger, Southern Heritage Bank, Louisiana Eye and Laser, Calvary Baptist Church, First South Farm Credit, Lower Power Sports, Sinlaw Power Wash, Certified Transmission, Rosie Joe's, DK Distributors, and Security Sporting Goods. Stand by for LA Friday Night Lights to hear Coach Bachmann's take on tonight's game and get all the scores and highlights from around the state. Trojan Football has been a Stevens Media Group sports production.
I hope you make me smile the way you make